All right, welcome to the weekly meeting, 531. Um, as I was talking about the newcomers, just to mention this on this video in case people look at this, they aren't here now, but there are some videos on the YouTube channel. If you just go to the YouTube channel and you type in beginner trader video or whatever, on that YouTube channel, it'll be some beginner trading videos. Um, and for those of you who aren't total beginners and you just might be curious as to the way that I look at order blocks or whatever, and this is strictly for the people who want to trade the way that I do. There are some videos that break down how I trade or how I analyze an order block. You just type that in on the YouTube. Those videos will pop up, and they're very short, to the point videos. So it's not some long drawn out video like these weekly sessions tend to get. I think there's some great information on these weekly sessions, but I understand that most people, when they look for YouTube videos, aren't clicking on a 2 hour or 3 hour video. That's just the ugly facts. I don't, I don't mind one way or the other. It's not like the YouTube page is funded or paying me. So all the information is free. And, sometimes you have to look at a 2 hour video to get the 15 minutes of good good instruction that you needed. So hopefully, for those of you who are new, um, you aren't being discouraged or overwhelmed. And those of you who are seasoned are helping, the people if they ask you questions. Okay, last week we talked about some analysis, and I kind of want to continue along that same vein because I think we had a very good discussion. Sometimes spirited discussions are some of the better discussions because um, when I put my analysis up and you don't agree with my analysis, I don't mind, but I can also defend my analysis. I can explain why I look at the chart like this, whether it's right or wrong. Like we all have wrong analysis. We all look at the market and say, hey, man, this is what I think the market is going to do. At the end of the day, the market does exactly what the market is going to do, and that might not match your analysis. So I want to pull up an analysis that I did the other day. I'm going to pull it up. It happens to be on NAS, and it was wrong, and I'm cool with that. I'm cool with it being wrong, um, but I want to just show you, and kind of talk through my thought process on this analysis that I did, and then I'm going to explain to you um, how you can still uh, take trades even though your analysis is not right, because as traders we have to be able to adjust, right? We have an analysis, and then the market does what it's going to do, and then we react to what that market is going to do. So basically on NAS, it was basically a 12-hour chart, right? I came into the charts. I'm going to hit the replay button in this particular chart and take away these last two candles. All right, this is what I had. So I expected, if y'all trade like me or you know how I trade, I expected the market to come up into this golden zone and then down to this zone here, right? So back in the day, I used to teach this concept of framing the market, right? You find your two order blocks and your trade is going to happen in between those two order blocks. I mean, I still do that at the crux of everything that I do. Is still the same thing. I'm going to analyze this order block, get my golden zone, and just for purposes of the video, I'm going to take away these two. This is my overall target. I'll just leave that. But as I mark this order block up, I was expecting price to come to this zone first, right? Because it just created a 12-hour order block. I expected it to tap in before it pushed down. And that's not exactly what happened. Okay, so this was a zone and this is a zone. And because it's on the 12-hour chart, I'm just going to use a 30-minute time frame to look for my imbalance. Um, maybe you can use a 1 hour, but that 30-minute time frame locks in. There's my imbalance. I'm good with that. When I go down to this lower time frame, I see another imbalance. I'm good with that. So once I had this analysis, I actually shared this analysis with somebody, and then the market started playing out, and it gave me that hammer candle. It started playing like it was going up, and then it just crumbled, right? Price crumbled, and at some point, because I had an alarm on both, my alarm went off right here. So instead of it going up and hitting my zone here, it actually hit the zone down here. Even though my analysis called for it to hit the zone first. There was no need to panic. It still did exactly what it was supposed to do. It hit the bottom zone. So all you do is you get in a buy at the bottom and take the buy to the top instead of getting in the buy or the sell at the top and waiting for it to hit the bottom. It's the same trade, just different directions. I thought it would tap in at the top first and continue down, but it went to the bottom first and started buying up. And the point that I'm getting to here is there's decisions after we make analysis. We do analysis to give us an understanding of the market, like what the market is doing, where the market is at. The market always has two different directions that it needs to travel, north or south. And if the market travels one of those directions, as a trader, you have to make a decision. Even if you thought the market was going north, once that market breaks structure and goes south, you're selling or you're waiting until it hits your zone to go back to the opposite direction. Still a decision. It's still your responsibility to make the right decision. Trading is only about making decisions. That's all we're responsible for, is making decisions. We make a decision on how much to risk. We make a decision on whether or not it's a good setup. We make a decision on when or when not to enter a trade. It's all decision making. If your decision making sucks, you suck as a trader. And you have to fix that. But you have to embrace that suck first. So as a trader, when the market decided to go south first, I don't care. I do not care. It's a zone down there. It's a reason that it's going south. Once it hits this zone, now you make a decision. You know that this imbalance still exists. There were two imbalances. And if you understand what framing a trade is, right? That trade was always going to go north or south. And you have a starting point at the top and you have a starting point at the bottom. Or you have a finishing point at the top and a finishing point at the bottom, however you want to look at it. Once it hits one zone, then you trade it to the next one. Supply and demand, if that's what you trade. Uh, you know, Fibonacci. If you look at this move overall, like if you just scale out and you see the market came down and then the market pushed up and broke this high right here. If you just fib that entire up move, if you're using the Fibonacci, you'll see that pullback was, you know, sufficient pullback. It was in your zone. There's your golden zone. There's your 78. So the pullback was great. So now maybe it's just going to buy up. We know it's buying up to this imbalance. I'm not telling you to hold it until the negative 27. What I'm saying is both of these zones were part of the trading plan. And for the people who may or may not know, if you're trading Nas, this is a 500 point range, 477 points. So you don't even need a lot of that. If you had got in right where it tapped in and just bought it up, you caught 250 on a straight. And not that I traded this or had to trade this, it's just the analysis portion, to me, is the important piece, right? Understanding where your trade setup is and where your trades will come from, right? It's some people that would have looked at this and say, hey, man, this structure right here, right, where price came down and came up, we broke structure right here. So you should have known it was selling. Selling is whether it buys or sell wasn't ever the question. The question was, is it going to pull back to this imbalance before it? So this just continued to sell. So to me, whether you caught this drop or not, that's small beans. This is this is not this wasn't ever the objective to catch the drop from the middle to the bottom. I wanted to catch the drop from this zone to here, or I can catch the buy from here to this zone. There are two different approaches, right? Some of us as traders, and I'm gonna say us, some of us as traders think that we need to catch every move. There are dumb trades, and then there are smart trades. If you're looking at this and you're looking at two different zones, this price is right in the middle. And this is where, um, if you're going to be a successful trader, this is where you're going to avoid taking the trades. Now, some people did catch the trade, once it broke. They caught it on a lower time frame or whatever. But what I'm explaining to you in this situation is in between this zone and this zone, there is a middle, and this is the middle. So we stay out of the middle. I'm a trade from the top or I'm a trade from the bottom. I'm either uh, selling high or I'm buying low. I'm staying out of the middle. So because I was aware where the middle was, I didn't worry about this. I didn't care about where the move fell from or rose from. I was just worried about the edges of my zone, right? And because my zone was these two areas, I'm either looking for the buy from the bottom or I'm looking for the sell from the top. And either one of those trades would have been all right. My analysis was not correct. It didn't pull back like I thought. But the trade opportunity was still beautiful because it went south before turning to buy up. And that's really what I want to impress upon you guys today. I'm not doing any more analysis today. I'm opening up for you guys to do analysis. Nobody volunteers, I just pick somebody. But what I want to get out of these sessions going forward is, one, the main thing is I want to get you guys to mark it up on your charts and set your alerts, because that is that is a huge, huge key, is the alerts are going off on your charts and not mine. Because when the alert goes off on my chart, I don't care. I mean, I'm not even trading this. This is your alert going off because you asked for it, or whatever the case may be. You might have asked me, hey, look at this pair. And I look at the pair and I analyze the pair. I have the alerts and the markings on my chart, but I'm not trading it. I'm trading EC coming into the week. I already know I'm trading EC. So if y'all have other things that y'all want to look at, I want y'all's markings to be on your chart and for you to be able to take the trade based on what you mark this weekend on your chart and see if your level of success changes. Everybody's tracking.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. So who wants to share? Not you, Naomi.
What?
Somebody else.
Yes. All right.
Nobody else.
I will, Todd. I will, Todd. A second. I'm gonna get on my computer.
Okay. Hey, Naima, you can go after
Hey,
Todd
sir.
goes.
Sir,
Sir,
What up, Todd?
I'll do a longer range trade, just to kill some time.
Okay.
If that's
I'm a I'm
okay,
a
group, sir.
I'm a let me unshare my screen.
yeah, just let me know when it's okay to go.
Tell me when to go. Tell me when to go.
Todd, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
What are your fib settings?
J take profit fib settings. Hold on. Let me let me let me let me pull my fib up. Yeah, do
No,
y'all J take profits?
go to the J Take Profits video, Todd.
Wow. I don't even know if he still has that video up.
Sure, it's up.
Do y'all know who J take profits is?
He's one of Todd's idols.
He was one of Todd's idols back in the day. Team Take Profits. Sean, did you have a T-shirt that said Team Take Profits?
I think he did.
I
Team
thought you
Take,
I thought you had one from his store.
whatever, dude.
Can y'all see my screen?
You just see an ugly mug on the computer.
No, I can't see it.
What about now?
Nope, it hasn't come through. Maybe it's the crappy internet on one of our ends. Okay, now it can.
Yeah, now we can.
Okay, right here, y'all see what it says 0.65?
Yeah, yeah.
For most of y'all, it's going to say 0.618. So you can change this instead of 65 to say 0.618. I changed mine to 65. Um, but you can change it to 618 if you want to.
Why'd you change yours to 65?
All right, let me explain that. So, you know how the readings on here measure the pullback, right? So, um, y'all screenshot this so I can take this down. Everybody got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. So, um, this is in a nutshell. So the market moves, impulse move, pullback, impulse move, right? Or vice versa, right? So there is a line of thought out there that um, only a certain amount of trades, you can probably listen to Oliver Velez. He'll give you a percentage video on how many trades pull back to the 78% versus how many pull back to the 50% versus how many pull back 23%. Basically, the deeper the pullback, the fewer the trades, right? Uh, Many trades pull back 50% and then they keep going. Some pull back 60% and they keep going. Even less pull back 65, less pull back 70, So the line of the reason why I wanted mine to pull back 65 is I figured I won't take the trade if it doesn't at least pull back 65%, right? Supposedly that raises your accuracy um, on your trades. So that in a nutshell is why I changed mine from 61 to 65. Y'all tracking?
Yes, thank you.
I'm on my computer, Todd.
All right, let me kill this share.
I know my setups are probably not A1, but
Well, I mean,
this is all I could find. I couldn't
well,
really.
this is what it's about. Whatever your setups are, they're your setups. And we can talk about them, and at least you have the markings on your chart. Sometimes they are there, and other times they're not going to work out. But I think your setups will be fine though.
This UJ, UJ is always my favorite. Um, this bearish order block from last week.
Mhm.
Brought up for I think I have see my 70. Um,
That girl's charts is pretty. She got MSS. You ain't got chalk, you got MSS.
well, I think I marked my 78 on this one. I don't see it if I did. Let me see. Oh, okay, well, looks like it came back past it. It's the wick, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it came back past it. And then we got a shift here on a 4 hour this level. So I'm hoping it'll buy up back up at least to here um, to sell it down.
Well,
This is just
did you feel that last down move?
this here. I
Yeah.
can. Let's see what's on that. Okay, so this will be the 78, and that's right near
Yeah,
my 1 hour
yeah, that's the
zone.
same stuff. That's the same thing that I have on mine too. Your that imbalance is right below your zone,
Yeah, right here.
and then you have that one in your zone. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I'm looking to see if maybe this will come
How
down a
many
little
pips
further.
is that by?
177 to well to the first imbalance. It's 150 to that one, but 76 to this one.
Does anybody see anything different?
No, I got a question. One number one. Good morning. What's your name? I'm sorry.
Hey, Kyra.
Hey, oh, you're Kyra. Okay. I just heard really good things about you.
Oh,
All right. So, if you don't mind, I mean, you don't have to send it to the group. You can send it to me because I was trying to practice marking up pairs. Um, because I don't really know anything about pairs like that. So I was practicing marking this up
hmm
and I got that sell spot, right? But what I'm trying to work on is like, you know how you guys like buy into the sell?
hmm
I'm trying to work on like, because, okay, so what I see, you call it MSS. That just look like liquidity to me. It looked like those highs are gonna get taken, right? But
Continue to
how do
sell
you know, ma'am?
and continue to sell. You mean? You said the high would be taken.
No, okay, so it looked like the highs are going to be taken. It's going to like buy up to that zone right there, right?
Yeah.
Because those look like this is how I see it. I'm not trying to confuse you. My question is what did you do in order to like what was your thought process to say I'm going to get into the buys here? Because on the left side, it looks like that imbalance was already filled. So I was like, dang, I missed the opportunity to get into the buys because price already started buying. So all I really saw was the sales.
Well, I would have taken a buy because of this shift here. Um, this right here. This swing here. It was
Mm.
broken with the body. It's hard to see, but this was broken with the body closed above it, and so I just would use this whole zone here to look for bullish momentum to take it up. But that's the only reason why I would buy it because right here it's broken structure to the upside on a smaller time frame.
Okay, but can you go back is this a 4 hour chart right here?
It's a 15-minute.
Okay, can you squeeze this in, please, so we can see the structure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Naima.
Yes.
So you see how can you squeeze it down some so I can see the very top?
Okay. They're good.
Okay. Now Naima, you see how she has this label right here?
Yeah, that's where I'd be taking my buy from. And honestly, I would have taken it from that order block at the bottom. But
Wait, wait,
how,
hold on. Let me
oh,
finish. You see where
yes.
this was a 4 hour low, a swing low that created
Hmm.
this new high, correct?
Yes. Okay.
So when this market comes down, if it's going to go higher, it should respect that 4 hour low and go higher. Really, I don't want to see it go 100% retracement, but even if it did, as long as it doesn't break that low, we can assume that this market is going to go higher, correct?
Yes.
No, you're saying yes timidly. This is the
Yeah.
very basics of trading. If we
No,
have to
okay. Mm,
listen,
sorry, I'm shutting up.
don't
I'm
don't
listening.
don't don't get upset. I want to explain this, and it's not just for your benefit. This is for many people's benefit. This low, because it created a new high, is your 4 hour swing low, right? That's important. We broke structure right here. This low is a protected low. This is the first key to any trade setup you have after this. So when this market, we broke this high, and when this market was pulling back, many people got in for this pullback because they were going to sell this to turn around and buy it. I'm just explaining this. All of that's cool, right? Everybody was in good shape until the market broke the low and closed below that 4 hour swing low. Once this break below closed that 4 hour swing low, everybody who understands that this was a swing low is now saying UJ is no longer a buy. It is now turned into a sell. So what you're going to get is a pullback from this down move. You're going to get a pullback, and then you're going to get a continuation sell. And generally speaking, what we like to do is fib from this high to this low and get the pullback so we can get in for the sell. Does that make sense? All of that trade setup is triggered because of this break of that 4 hour swing low. If this swing low wasn't broken, then we can't set up and hunt these trade setups. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I understand that part. I just, I know that you guys like hedge and you'll get into like it's okay. So
But
when you were analyzing Nas, like I understood that, right? But so how Miss Kyra, that's your name, ma'am? Yes. That's your name, ma'am, Miss Kyra?
Kyra, yeah,
Yes. So I was just trying to see, like I understand that imbalance right there, right? And I
what's in that?
understand why so there's price shot up, right? So she's gonna buy into the sell, right?
Yes.
And so I for me, like, okay, I saw the sales immediately, right? Because I had looked at this pair.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the sales, but what I see like a strength that a lot of you have is you'll be able to buy into a position or sell into a
Okay,
position.
but it's
And
just
so,
it's still structured. So on the we talked about the 4 hour structure, right? On
yeah,
the
and I see that.
on the 15 minute, this is the 15 minute chart. Go back to the 15 minute chart now, Kyra. This is the 4 hour chart. When you go down to the 15 minute chart, squeeze it in. So all you're looking at now on this 15 minute chart, no, squeeze it in further. Okay. If now let me see the bottom. Squeeze down some. Okay, stop right there. So coming from this bottom, you had an impulse move, you had a pullback. I would just call this whole piece a complex pullback. Another impulse move, another pullback, another impulse move. So you're still looking at this structure. and this market comes down, there's your market structure shift on the 15-minute chart, right? It pulled all the way down. It broke all these lows. So because you got the market structure shift, and then it came down here and it double bottomed, right? It double bottomed. It created some highs right here. All you're waiting for is the break of that high, which is a market structure shift on the 15-minute to go back up. You know it needs to go back up because it gave you your shift right here. You know you're looking for price to turn and go back up to continue with sell. So all we're doing is looking at this structure. You get the shift of structure and you get the pullback. If we fib that move again, it's going to give you the imbalance this price is going to pull back to so you can get in for the buy. It's all the same thing, it's just a different time frame. Does that make sense?
Yes.
For everybody, listen, I get it. This is complicated for newer people who are newer to looking at the structure. But once you see your break, you're waiting for the reaction from the market. It starts with you seeing the break, the structure break or the market structure shift that say, hey man, now price is turning or changing directions. So many people, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, Kim, but maybe you would have saw this as an impulse move, a pullback, and this would have been the swing low for a continuation. Is that how you would have looked at it?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Well,
The
because
impulse move? Yes. Yeah.
and like this right here could have just been a complex pullback, and then you got the new high. And this
Correct.
move right here, breaking this low, is your market structure shift, and then you get the internal break right here, the internal market structure shift for the buyback up.
Yeah. So I mean, I personally think that's about to sell, um um but yeah, once price broke this structure right here,
Mm-hmm.
I would have been looking for price to pull back to, if you use imbalance, I guess this would be your imbalance.
Mm-hmm.
I use a demand zone, so I would be looking for that order block right there for price to pull back to. So this is where I think price is pulling back to before it starts to buy up, before it starts to buy. So that's how I see it.
Okay.
Kim, I have a question. Is
But
that in that 4 hour area? Because that's where I was looking for the buys too. Is that 4 hour zone? I'm just asking. That's that's where I was looking
So
for
yeah,
price to
so
buy.
so yeah,
down here. This is what you're talking about.
Yes, that's where I was looking for price to buy. But when she had it up there, I was like, well,
Wait, but y'all listen. Y'all, this is where I feel like people get it confused. Price will probably, this is what I think. Price will come back here. You can still get a sell to that zone. We're going to get a reaction from this 100% is going to react. It doesn't necessarily have to be now. Now, both of y'all could be right. Maybe price goes up and takes liquidity and goes to this zone before it buys up. It doesn't matter which one happens first. The point is when you do your analysis, you're marking these zones, right? So you're going to have this marked. You're going to have this marked. Whether the price goes up to this zone and sells down, or whether it goes down to this zone and sells up, if you're looking at this, you're in the middle. So it doesn't matter which zone it goes to. There are two, and they're both going to have a reaction. All you have to do is wait and see. But you have to have the wherewithal to mark the zones. Are y'all tracking?
I have a question, sir.
What's up?
Oh, for me, like I don't trade UJ. So this comes back, like this comes down to the same thing I'm always saying, right? I mean, everybody having opinion regarding where this should buy from or where this should sell from or something, right? So for someone who trade UJ or who has a trading system or something that works, right? So like Kai, she trade UJ, that's her favorite pair, right? So she probably understand how this pair move or the reason why she wants to buy it back up or selling it from there. You understand what I'm saying? So the whole point of this is like whether this is buying up or selling down, everybody still have the way they trade. So at the end of it, like if it doesn't comes to your point of interest, that means the trade is not for you.
I think that's 1,000% correct. But I think everybody should understand how and why they're marking up their points of interest. That imbalance on that 4-hour zone is a key.
This one right here.
The one I marked over there. Well, it hit. That's the imbalance we reacted from. So that's the imbalance to me that it'll take price back up here before it sells. But this imbalance down here.
Can I ask Kai to mark? Is this her chart?
Yeah, this is Kai's chart.
Yeah.
Can you flip this whole move down first?
Okay.
I want to see this reaction right here. So it reacted to the 618.
Yeah.
Correct. Can you also flip this move right here back up?
This one? Okay.
Yes.
It reacted at about the same.
Yeah. 618. Those above it.
Correct. So it's not a coincidence that it's reacting off both 618, 618, right? But there is something I'm also looking at. Like you probably just go to higher time frame. It doesn't matter, maybe 8 hours or 12 hours or something. There's something I want to see. All right. And what about the 12 hours? That's all.
Can we
So
take it off?
this is what I see on this trade, right? See the 12 hour, did it close below this level?
Yeah. Wait,
It
this
didn't
level
close
here?
below that low, right? I'm not saying this price is going up or is selling, but there's something I want to explain right here. So looking at this price, and of course, this price leg up, right? And this price right here, there's something called fair market value. So
You think it's gonna keep buying?
markets, what does this, I always speak about what does this market really do? This market offer fair value or seeks liquidity. So now let me talk about this price leg down. So this was the fair market value of this price leg up, right? This price failed to offer fair value. That is why it seek this low. That is the reason why price seek this low. That one is down one. Now look at this price leg down. I know we didn't close below this area. So, which also even tells me that this price might be going higher, but I don't know how strong is the US dollar right now. But the fair market value is from here. That is why you see price is reacting off that area. It's from here, which means it might be going down more because it just offer a fair value for price to come down. And you were looking to buy this market up. For what I can see, right? It is a good setup for price to pull back here to continue going down because price offer a fair value. It gave you the setup you needed to see right here for this price to just pull back and continue selling to the downside for what I can see in this 12 hour. And again, looking at this price leg up, right? Correct. Looking at this price leg up right here, you can see this is the fair market value of this little price leg up. What why, like the reason, not the reason, like for your price leg to be valid, we need to have a fair value gap and a fair market value area for a price leg to be valid. Right there, you can see there is a fair value gap and there is a fair market value right here. So how do you use these two? Because these are different points of interest. If this is the first line of defense of this price leg up, if price fail not to reverse from this area right here, then it's coming for the second. In fact, let me just say overlapping defense. It's coming to this area right here to turn around. But remember, from the higher time frame, like I mean, from the bigger picture, what you expect from this market is not because it's turning around to like what? Go back up to this area. No, it's turning around to give you an entry for probably for price to come down to this level, because you can see the real original leg from this leg is right here. It took out this high and closed above. So this is just a liquidity grab. It's not like a break of structure to the downside for price to, this price still needs to come down more, at least to probably to this area, because this is the original break of structure to the upside like this. So all this one you are seeing right here, they are just what? Engineering liquidity, these lows. You know, like, of course, smart, whatever, dump money or whoever is trading, at least there was a lot of buyers right here and right here. So we are anticipating the price is coming to take them out. So that's why this price still needs to push down, either to this fair value gap or to this other block right here. Your buy, it is valid, but maybe if you have like a solid confirmation of your trading, like what is it called? Your framework, your trading framework, then yes, it is a good buy. But because I can see there is a candlesticks rejection right here, a sweep, a break, but watch out for this area. There is a fair value gap right here, which price can potentially turn around from. So it doesn't necessarily have to come all the way up for price to even swing down more, you know? Because that's why I'm saying I don't know how strong is the dollar right now for price to push all the way even up, because there is a fair value gap right here that has been created in the 12-hour time frame. Is this a candle right here?
Where?
This one right here.
I'm zooming, let's see. It is. I think it's simple.
Can you take out this? I think there is a candle right here.
It is, I think so. Still.
Right? Yeah, that one is not a candlestick.
It looks, wait a minute, man. I think it is. Let me take this off.
That's a candlestick.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, so you see something right now, right? You can see this is a fair value gap. This is the very first point of interest in this area, right? You can see price tapped in. Price is rejecting off this fair value gap. It's reacting off this fair value gap. What does this price did? It created an indecisional candle, which is balanced area. Like buyers and sellers are not agreeing on price, right? So this, like I say, we have already tapped into this area. It doesn't necessarily have to go all the way up. This is one thing you should also know, right? It could just next week or this week or whatever, it could just start going down again. Because if this price really want to go higher, right? This is where you should know. We tapped into this fair value gap. We rejected off it. You see, these two candlesticks are very, very important. So this is the one right here that tapped into this fair value gap first, right? What did this one did? It never broke below it. So which means this area is holding. It pushed price into where? This area. And now price tapped into this area. What did it do? It failed to break and close above, which is telling you that price is respecting this, because overall, this price still needs to go down. This is where a lot of people get buyers wrong. And at the end of it all, you might think, oh yeah, maybe your analysis is wrong because you are not looking at it from the original, like, from the original point of the whole market. This last candlestick from these 12 hours is what is going to determine if this price needs to go higher, or down. Price needs to close below this candle or above this candle right here. So once price close above, then it's telling you, okay, probably we need to trade higher. I don't know, maybe to take out the high or probably to the, around 78 or something of this down move before it comes down. But you guys are just like talking about why she's buying up or why she wants to sell from here. But what I can say is basically what price is doing within this area. For this price to go higher up, because this is a price leg right here, right there. So for this price to continue going higher, this is where you're even going to be targeting, not even here. If this price want to really move, it's just going to respect this fair value gap and keep moving down. But if he wants to respect this price leg up, this is the high it's coming for, and probably to the 78 of that original leg, and before it will continue going to where it wanted to go to.
Thank you, Andrew.
You're very welcome.
Andrew, I do want to say that I agree with you. Like, every pair has its own character or instrument has its own character. I don't trade UJ. I was just practicing. So that's why I was like, well, she trades UJ, so let me try to understand how it moves. So yeah, I think
I don't trade it
you're absolutely right. Huh?
I don't really trade it every week. I trade whatever market's in the best.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not married to an instrument either. But the important thing I think is to be married to your setup. When I see my setup, I trade my setup. I don't care what pair or what instrument. I believe in a setup. So I think if you're instrument biased, that's good, whatever. If you're setup biased, I think our strengths need to continue to get stronger. And if you know that you're comfortable trading only one instrument or only two instruments, I think you have to stick to that and make your money. You can make $1 zillion doing one thing. And I used to like laugh when ICT would say that, but I get it. I understand it because if you just trade one thing over and over and over and you're winning, you have a high winning percentage at that, then you don't need to do anything different. So,
I think
expand, but do it with a dummy account, probably not with real money.
another weekly bearish order block.
You're heavy on these USD pairs, huh?
I mean, I really couldn't find whether I really like this week, to be honest.
You say you couldn't find one?
I couldn't really find one that, these were the clearest to me that I could find. This also came back to the 78 week structure for a pullback and continuation of a sell.
Do you ever look at your like lower time if you don't have a weekly setup? Maybe you're getting 100 pips on a 12-hour or 100 pips on a 10-hour, 8-hour? Do you ever look at those?
Not usually.
You said no?
No, not usually. Or we'll look at a 2 day or a 1 day. Know something that I don't know in an 8 hour time.
Well,
Excuse me.
no, I think the dollar is going I think it's going to get weaker, but I just think that there's a lot of indecision with Trump's tariffs and then that court knocking them down. So I think there are better setups on other pairs that just look a lot better, like the EC setup.
I don't even know if I looked at EC.
Huh?
I don't even know if I looked at EC. It's a weekly. Oh, okay.
That's EJ.
Yeah, this was another one that I marked up for buy. The devices. No, it's just yeah, good bullish.
Look at all the wicks on this thing, man.
That's interesting. Did anybody else want to share? I'm gonna mark up this one. Okay. Is that what you mean?
I marked up EJ, but think I have that same area. Is that yellow spot where you're trying to sell
That was probably the
at
weekly
the top?
golden zone.
Is that
This is the
no,
weekly
I'm
gold.
sorry, the blue spot. Blue. I didn't even say yellow. I have that area at the top. And I was trying to buy into the sell. So I think we have like the same areas, kind of. I have to go to my chart, but
Yeah, this is the weekly. I don't know how long these markets have been on here. Trade just
You're buying that where?
you okay?
Yeah.
I haven't looked at that trade in
No,
months.
you were buying EJ.
This was like this is the last possibly if you didn't do anything.
I personally listen. I don't see that analysis like that buying up to that zone.
Excuse
Not
me.
initially.
Yeah, this was the last one. I didn't really spend much time with EJ to be honest.
Okay, yeah, it's trash. But well, this this chart, like yeah,
I didn't
I
spend much
think
time.
I think if you have UJ selling, EJ is going to sell too.
Is this a 2 week order block or something?
Nope, nope. I didn't do it off the 2 week order. I mean, you can look at a 2 week order block, but I mean, to me, this should
So
yeah, I think everybody kind of sees that, but yeah. I would look at the daily. And I think I can get my 100 pips off of a drop.
I'll mark this up. I'll let somebody else go and I'll see if I can mark this up right. That's what you taking it.
Yeah, if I just use that trend line liquidity, I can get 100 pips off that drop to the trend line liquidity. If it goes all the way down to this imbalance, like I think it will, I mean, that's an amazing but anyway, Dylan, did you want I think we said Naima could go next, and then Dylan.
Okay, no problem.
well, I want to show because I just want to show one. That's it. I'm not gonna show. I just want to show one. because we were talking about EJ already. So I'm gonna just show that.
Oh, you want to argue?
Is that okay, sir?
Let's go ahead. Drop that EJ chart. Start an argument.
All right. Never
No,
mind. I
no,
don't
go
want
ahead.
to.
I'm joking. I'm joking, man.
I'm asking. I mean, I told you I don't know how to track
Drop the EJ
pairs.
chart, please. Please, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
What you think, baby? Hmm? Well, you don't want to speak on it.
And Kyra, like, what if you see something different? Like, let me know. And I know my charts look different,
I see something totally
but
different.
huh?
I said I see something totally different.
Well, hey, I'm ready for you to butcher it. I'm whoever that's why I'm here. But
This is a
I
weekly
see
chart.
sell.
Can you-
Yes, because you told me to start with
Okay, so
there's a
you're
monthly
saying price is
OB.
going to buy up to that level?
No, I really honestly my goal really is the sales right here. Because there's a monthly order block,
I get it, but
right?
I mean, how many months? I mean, the price ain't been up there in like 2 or 3 years.
Right, that's what I'm
All I
trying to
see
get
is
accustomed
I
of.
see a liquidity grab. We grabbed all that liquidity.
Okay.
So for me, I'm looking for shorts.
Okay.
I mean, even if your short is just to this bottom, I mean, this is where you kind of have to drop down in time frames. But um, you know, if for me, I would feel better about this if the body of this candle closed up here somewhere, right? You can't come up with a wick and wick these highs. For me, that's problematic. For me, I'm looking for shorts. I'm not saying that price won't buy up a little bit before it goes short, which is cool. But in those moves, there's two moves. You might be able to get 100 pips out of either of those moves. So you start with the higher time frame, but this is like a month, and this candle ain't finished. Go to the weekly. So the weekly, all like these highs got wicked by that candle. And maybe
Mm-hmm.
you got a push down and a pullback. So I would be looking for shorts. Maybe down to the bottom of this liquidity area. Again, I would have to drop down to the daily to see what's going on. And
It's
I
a
would
buy
just,
side, it's a buy side liquidity taking.
yeah.
Has it been taken or is a
Well,
bottle?
to me, it has.
Yeah, BSO, in my opinion,
I
hey,
mean,
if you
if
see
you
something
look
different.
all right here,
From where?
that got ran on the weekly. This was the weekly chart running. You got that weekly
Yeah,
wick right there
all of that was
with this wick. This
There's
wick
a
right here ran all this. Then not only then you push down and pull back. So if that push down and pull back is a 78% or 60% pullback, then I'm looking for the continuation. I think we're gonna get it. But anyway, go to the daily. To me, this push down and this pullback sets up for the drop. So
Hey, can I say too real quick? There's a 1 hour imbalance up there somewhere, and that's where I was thinking that it was going to come down to. That's where I was thinking it was going to sell from too. Like just thinking about it. EJ wasn't something I was trading, but when I marked it up, that's something that I saw too. Just wanted to throw that in there.
No, thank you.
I can,
I'm looking at that right now. Where okay.
Listen, I wouldn't trade. I'm just saying. To me, there's no order block. Like it's a waste of my goddamn time, honestly. But
no, I
if
agree. I wasn't
you
trying
know,
to sell.
if I'm trying to look through some trash to find a little roach to smoke, so to speak, maybe I would look at a short on this. And I think there are plenty of reasons to look for a short, but the setup, if I have to trade this, I'd just rather take the week off.
No, I'll first we'll go watch Champions League. Go.
But this is um
I'm 7 now.
a daily bearish OB yield curve. So
Okay.
what's the pip count from here down to this low right here?
Let me pull it up right now. I'm trying to move it.
Say I want me PSG winner. Sir.
You said from
I
here
love
down.
better. I don't want big. I don't want big any of my
227 pips.
I see 227.
Yeah, I
I
think
don't like Chelsea
if I was
going
if I was going to trade trash, I would look for my 100 pips on the sell.
I have a question. And I mean, since you're saying this is not something that I should trade, I'll just
I'm not
skip it.
saying
It's not that.
it's something you should trade. I like my trade setups to look a certain way. Like you might be comfortable with your trade setups looking like this. Whenever I teach people to trade, this is what I would teach them to stay away from. But you might have learned to trade
Alpha.
in this particular environment.
Maybe.
So do me a favor. Can you put a line chart on so I can
Monthly
see
match.
if this is a break right here?
What chart?
What is that?
A line chart.
What that is?
For Kevin now.
A line chart.
Yeah, you just change your chart to a line chart.
I don't know how to do that.
Wait,
Candles.
Oh, okay. I was like, what are you talking about? Thank you.
so it's not. This is not a break right here. So if I traded this down, I could only trade this down probably. Y'all can't see where I'm looking. This low is still intact. So this low is respected. So if I traded this down, it could only be to this level because we broke this internal high. Maybe this pullback is going to come to this level to go higher.
Do you think price will run this up here?
Well,
Because
it doesn't matter what I think. It matters what the chart is showing. So this is the high
For
right
me, yes, I think.
This is the high. So this low is your respected low at this point. So price can just go up and it could respect this high and sell down. Or it could pull back to this level right here and go higher. I mean, we can all think, we can think what we want, but what you know is there's your high, there's your low, and prices in between there. So if you're taking trades as a trader, are you taking trades from the middle? Or are you going to take a trade from the high to the low or from the low to the high?
I personally would take it from the high. I only ask because there is a daily order block at the top.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, Naima, and this is kind of what I want everybody to understand. We're all going to have a bias whether we feel like the market is going to break or a high or a low. But what I'm trying to get everybody to understand is whatever my bias is immaterial right now, because all I need to know is this is my high, this is my low. Stay out of the middle. You can't take, or you can take a trade from the middle, but you're dumb. What is your advantage? The trade can go up or the trade can go down. If you take a trade, does it say buy middle or sell middle? It says buy low, sell high. So the trade is in the middle. You're not buying low or selling high. You're buying or selling the middle. And that's always a recipe for getting wrecked. Y'all understand that? You have
Yes,
a
I
premium
understand.
and a discount. If you're a buyer, if you're biased for the buy, you're waiting for the market to pull down. Then you get in for the buy. If you're biased for the sell, you're waiting for the market to pull up. Then you get in for the sell. This is the low. This is the high. Can you throw a fib on here real fast? And we're gonna see where we at. Are we in premium or discount?
Yes, sir. I gotta move.
We at 50. But that's if I mean, to me, it's a hard way to make a living. Taking 50-50.
No, I agree. I guess this is, like I said, this was practice for me. So I could learn how to mark up pairs, but I see what you're saying.
This is why I would always start with an order block. Generally speaking, on a higher time frame, and you can, once you have an order block, you can take a pair from either low to high or high to low. If you're not starting with that, then it's a dangerous game. All right, you can put it back on candles.
Yes, sir.
You know they feel.
But I mean, yeah.
Where
Thank
the
you.
I see this market going higher.
And it might. I want the market to go higher from a discount, not higher from 50-50.
All right. And you said don't even like look at the pair if you don't see a weekly order block. You said just don't even.
Well, if you're new to it, I would only start from a weekly order block. I think that there is a way to go about doing it. So you only look for the weekly order block at your level. Only start at the weekly, because it gives you a definite beginning to the analysis. If you're not starting from that weekly order block, you're starting from somewhere in the middle, and it doesn't work for new people.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you. I guess this won't be for years right now.
Can you go to the
That
monthly time
setup.
frame?
You said the monthly. Okay, no problem.
Because this is even a new month, we should be looking at what next month is going to do.
Mm-hmm.
How do you even approach your trade? Like, because we have
Don't do it. Don't do it,
month
Andrew.
Monday.
Nope.
What?
No, man. No. Don't do it. She's a US 30 trader primarily. You're
What?
she's a US 30 trader.
Ah, okay. But yes, that also have the monthly candle.
So you ask her on a US 30, that's cool. But Naima, do you normally look at the monthly close on a US 30?
Well, since we started talking, I'm trying to implement that. Like when I sent you that Nas setup.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I know you was just telling me just to add to my tool belt and make it simple for me to just use the fib on the weekly. I think you said the monthly for
Yeah,
the
the highest time frame,
for
the highest candle that closes. So when this monthly candles close, I'll do the same thing on the monthly.
for,
Um,
for US 30.
well, everything. I do it for everything. But what he's trying to show you on the pair, and your mind won't even allow you to look at the pair the same way you look at the US 30.
I'm
So what I'm
trying.
saying is what he can show you what he's talking about on the US 30. I think um maybe go to just for go to US 30.
Okay.
And I'm doing this 'cause I don't want you to get confused and discombobulated. Because Andrew get in depth a lot with his explanation. All right, now Andrew, you talk your wait, don't because he need to see the wicks too. Like don't make it so thing where we can't see the wicks.
Is that too big?
Andrew,
Yeah,
can,
yeah, yeah. It's okay. It's
okay.
okay. I'm
No, I'm open. Hey, I'm just
so
trying to learn.
you trade US 30. Where do you think, looking at this price action, where do you think US 30 is going next? And the monthly candle closes like this, right here, high, low, and closes right here.
So I don't know that answer because this is my first time looking at the monthly. I usually trade previously I've traded everything from the 5 minute to the highest being like the 4 hour. So, introducing like the fib and looking at the weekly and the daily, that's different for me. So, I mean, I may get in a trade and catch 1,000 pips or 500 or 1,500, but learning like how you guys use higher time frames and applying that to what I know, this is like it's new for me. So I'm open to whatever you may see to kind of give me more of a perspective. I see that price already came and filled um this area right here, right? It has
Mhm.
not broken, this hasn't been broken yet. So I don't know. Usually I'm looking at AMD on the like waking up every day and looking at AMD, but I'm trying to see it from a broader perspective from like the week and not necessarily like Asia and London. So
So
I'm open
Naima,
to whatever.
I have a question because okay, based on the month, and I think this is me personally. I think whether you're trading US 30 or a currency pair, I think it's all the same. That's my thought. But
It's the same, yeah.
and based on, because I think how you're trading um is great. And I think you just don't see, I know you're used to seeing it on like even for the monthly, we would still go down and do a top-down analysis. So based on you saying you go to the 4 hour, I mean, I would definitely go down to the four. Okay, based on this monthly, I see a bullish order block, right?
Mhm.
So my guess is price is especially with that wick rejection right here, right?
Zuba.
So my guess is price is going to pull back a little bit. I'm not sure what this markup is. It's probably on your 4 hour or 1 hour, which is probably oh, well, price is already there. So price is probably going to pull back a little bit and then continue buying. So base, what'd you say, Andrew?
No, not you.
Oh, so I think the way I think you may, if however you think about it on the 4 hour, 1 hour, 15, 5 minute would be the same way on the monthly, the weekly, the daily. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. I forgot. I don't know if this is old. I forgot what that was. Um, maybe I could have.
Hey,
I
can you go back? I thought Andrew was gonna like
So
go
yeah,
back to the monthly.
so yeah,
okay.
go back to the
I'm
monthly.
just gonna clear this so that I could get a
But
fresh
you did right.
perspective
That
because I
the
don't.
buy side liquidity is taken because it's gonna sell.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I did, but I'm just trying to. I mean, that's what I have, but maybe he
That's
has something
correct.
different.
All right, go
Mm.
ahead. Anyway, go ahead, Andrew, if you're gonna
Yeah, go back to the monthly time frame,
Oh, yes, sir.
right? So we know there is, for what we can see, right? No, it's okay. You are like, we cannot even, I can't see the chart, right? I just want to see this area.
You can't
Then,
see it.
yeah, it's okay like this. Then maybe from this side, like lower your chart a little bit to squeeze it in.
Lower.
So, yeah.
Oh, like this? Is that
No,
okay?
from this other side, from the side.
Oh, like this, sir?
All right, it's all right. So, we can say price broke structure to the downside right here, even if this long wick came down to run this low and into this area and started pushing higher. So I'm seeing price did like a higher high right here in structure, reading the candlesticks,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes.
That is what price did right here. So I'm just going to mark out the high and low of this candle and go down to the, what is it called? The weekly time frame.
Do you want me to mark the high and the low or no?
I was gonna
Yeah,
say you should have her mark the high and the low, so when she goes
yeah.
to the time frame, she
Mark the high and low. Of course, I also know where the high and low is. But yeah, just yeah, and the low and the high. I mean, all right, and go to the weekly time frame.
Okay.
So this is the weekly time frame. So looking at the weekly time frame, right?
Mm-hmm.
I see an inside bar right here. So this is what I build my trading strategy around. I see an inside bar. So, which means this market and this US 30 is coming to do what is either come for this low, and you are talking about AMD, right? Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. This is your AMD
Yeah.
right here. This is your A. We need manipulation to, I know, to the downside and for price to continue to the upside.
Wait, could you say that one more time? Where's my A? Help me.
This
Where's
is
the
an
A part?
accumulation right
Oh,
here.
you're talking about all of this right here is accumulating. Yes, I agree. You're
So
talking about
this is
from
your
that
accumulation.
week.
So I need price. I'm just looking at the candlestick. I don't even mind about the rest, but yeah, just this one right here. This is the accumulation. So I need price to probably run the low It doesn't matter how far it goes, right? Then all I'm waiting for is the distribution to occur. You can
I
mark
get
out
it.
you can mark out whether the high and low of this weekly candle for just for you to know, because you are going to trade whether the manipulation, the downside, and the distribution. This is how you cash all the trades, but you just have to know what you are looking for. I build my trading around the inside bar, the fair value gap, and the fair value FVG and FVA. Then we have the highs and low. This is what I'm looking at in my chart. The highs and lows, the fair value area, the fair value gap, and the inside bar. This is what I'm looking at. So now it's either, because you already have the monthly low and high, which you are looking at, because from the monthly, we created a higher high. That's what the market created. So which means we're going to pull back and continue going higher. That is the candlestick that the monthly did. So now we have an inside bar from the weekly. You can mark it out with just like short, with different color anyway, just for you to know
Oh, okay,
what
hold on.
kind
So
of
this
candle
is,
you are
sorry.
looking
This is the high from the weekly. Let me put that right here.
at.
I never saw
The lines
AMD
are
from a candle.
they are so long.
You said
But you can change the
weekly.
color. It doesn't matter. No, just change the color, just for you to.
Okay, I will.
Mhm.
Oh, that was my text. Sorry. All right, so that's the weekly high.
And the low,
And then you like mark the
just
low.
clone and put it down.
Okay.
Correct. Now go to the daily time frame.
This is just so I can remember. Okay. And then just to reiterate, you were saying that the AMD, you look, because I never saw AMD like this before. This is really helping me.
This is what I was
So,
trying to tell you the last time. You can see AMD in the lower time frame. Why can't you see it on the higher time frame? Because that is why they said price is fractal. It's not any other thing, because what happens in the higher time frame happens in the lower time frame. The same, what happens in the lower time frame. So you can be able to use that same way to look at the market in the higher time frame. That is why I was telling you, if you can spot these things in the lower time frame and you understand, you can catch those trades. You just have to sit down and work your way up.
and you said that I'm gonna go back and watch this. I don't want to take up too much more time. I know other people have to go,
Okay, go to the
but
daily
you
time
was
frame.
okay.
Correct. So the daily time frame now, what can you see? What is the structure telling you? That is why I'm telling you that price created an accumulation phase without weekly highs and low. So what I can see right here is price did a low, a high, a break of structure to the downside. That's why I told you price needs to come down. It's going to aim for the low of the week. So this was the weekly low, right?
Yes,
Right
yes.
there. So that is why this thing right here, what I can say, this is a rejection block. You can literally see that price can just run this low because it's the weekly low and not even taking out this low. If it comes down to take out this low, it's just a bonus for you to buy deep, So either you take out the weekly low and give you the setup for you to go long, or you also take out this low alongside with it, but it has to respect this low. You can see price has already changed character right here. What did price do? Price pull back. You see rejection. That price wants to come down. So it doesn't matter where it's coming down. That's why I tell you can also trade the manipulation to the downside. And now, how do you call this a manipulation? Because you think that price has broke structure to the downside, then price wants to continue going down. And now your bias is now focused on, oh yeah, we want to keep going down, 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 down. You not knowing that price is only coming to manipulate the low, that inside bar that we created. Because in the higher time frame, price create a higher high.
Got you. So I have a question. I
Now,
know
okay,
we mark. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, sir.
you can ask your question.
I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Okay, so you can see inside bar in the daily as well. From the weekly, you have an inside bar. The daily, you have an inside bar right here. Now,
Hey, Andrew.
where it gets interesting. So I already know that for price to move down, I need to take out this high first before I will move down.
Hey, Andrew.
Yes, sir.
Can I get you to
Yeah,
pause
go
for
on,
half
go
a
on.
second?
Yes.
Because I know that there are like 31 people on here, and I know many of them don't even know what AMD is. But can you go back to the bullish order block? I mean the monthly order block, the monthly candle.
Yes, sir.
It's a bullish order block. If you fib that for the rest of the people, if you just fib that bullish order block, it's going to give you the pullback area the same way that he's explaining the AMD. We're all saying the same thing. The same way he marked the monthly high and the monthly low. If you just fib that bullish order block, it's going to give you your golden zone where you drop down to the 4-hour time frame for the people who don't understand AMD. And he's explaining beautifully why the market is going to push down and what you need to look for. So it's the same thing for you people who are just trading the order blocks. It's the same conversation, different terminology. All right, you can delete the fib, please.
Yes, sir.
And you can go back to Andrew. You can pick up to where you're
The
explaining.
daily, right? Go to the daily.
So can I ask a question real quick? So
Ask, yeah.
I think, and maybe I could just get with you offline because I got some other questions, but I don't want to take up the whole time. So what if price, remember, I know we're just speculating right now, but there is a potential, right, that price could run this weekly low and grab this
Correct.
SSL right here.
Yeah.
So how would I know? Would I just look for a change of character when price reaches this area, like maybe on the
Right.
30-minute or something? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. So how would you know if price wants to go higher, right?
Right. So I'm saying, am I just looking? Because there's a possibility, because this is the weekly low, but there's a
Correct.
possibility that price can come. This is just what I see, right? That's a lot. I mean, that price could come and blow past this and want to come and buy here, right? So I'm just saying, are you, because I'm asking because this is a higher time frame.
Yes.
So, you have a better perspective on it than I
Correct,
do.
correct. I know what you're trying to ask. If price is just going to take out this low and turn around from here, or is going to continue going down to take out this low before it turn around. Is it not what you're asking?
Yes, and so I'm just saying for the determinant factor, would
Mhm.
I just go ahead and look for a change of character, like I normally would on a lower time frame when I'm ready to um
Buy or sell.
yeah,
Mhm.
is that basically what you do when you're looking for
Yes,
when you're
that is
getting I'm
what I
just
do.
asking for like a
But
higher
that is what I do, right? I don't know how you understand that change of character, or because price will not always give you your exact trading model, your entry style, whatever I will say, your entry mode. You know that, right? That is why we cannot, I mean, we don't have to catch every trade, or we cannot be able to catch every trade. Let me just use that, say it like that, right? So you might understand one entry style, right? That meets your whole criteria before you enter a trade. But it's not every time you will see that. You should know that. Not every time you will see that same entry that you use every time. So I personally have different ways that I enter a trade. Different ways that I enter trade. 3 different ways that I enter a trade. So I'm basically looking what is going to happen after price takes out this low. If we're going to get a market structure shift, that is number one. I'm going to see if we don't have a market structure shift, I'm going to look at the candlesticks. So because candlestick, it takes probably a few candlesticks before we create a market structure shift. But I can literally read 2 candles that is going to tell me that, okay, this price is about to start moving higher. That is the second one. And the third one is this kind of structure price we also make around this level. So the one you understand is the market structure shift, which comes like this, probably a low, a high, we swipe this low, then we break this structure to retest here to continue going higher. This is the one you know, right? The manipulation,
Yes.
the market structure shift, and the pullback for your entry, right?
Yes, sir.
This is one, and this is the common one everybody understand. Then there is another one like this. So this high failed to take out this high, which is this manipulation right here. Then it broke above this high and this high. So we need a pullback to this one. So in terms, this is a breaker block in ICT way, and this is a mitigation block in ICT way.
So I have a question. Do you use BPR too, or no?
Balance price range,
Yeah. Do you use that
that
to
is
get in? Because
when,
sometimes,
yes.
oh, go
So the
ahead.
thing is
So,
okay, continue.
no,
Sometimes,
I was just saying that sometimes I'll use that like on the 1 hour, or if I have a bias, I'll use that like on the 1 minute. But I'm trying to get away from trading on the 1 minute, especially yeah. But that's I was wondering if that's a model that you use too.
so balance price rate, yeah, but I mean, everything just have to align. When you are seeing fair value gaps or that inverse fair value gap that causes balance price range. So everything we align around there. So you are talking about, but if I use balance price, let's say the balance price range we're going to occur around this area, right? When price was moving down, we created the fair value gap, then we disrespected that fair value gap to create a new fair value gap. It becomes the balance price range, right? So now we now move into. Don't you think that if we also move into this area, is also creating a structure? It's forming a structure within that area by respecting that area. That is just a point of interest. So that is the point of interest that price is respecting to give you the structure that you need to see for price to move away.
Okay.
But the thing right here is the thing that you need to look for. Creating a fair value gap or an inverse fair value gap or balance price range is just creating a point of interest for price to retest and move away. So what about if price, like it created the bearish fair value gap, right? What was it supposed to do? Come here and what? Move down, right? But it disrespected it. That means when price traded into this area, it didn't give you that confirmation that it wants to move down, right? That's why that is just a point of interest. But in your point of interest, that is where you start looking for your for your entry style. So those balance price rate, fair value gap, yes, they are just point of interest where price we respect. So like I was saying, I have 3 ways of taking trades in anywhere I feel okay, yeah, price should respect this area. Right?
Yes, sir.
This I have showed you 2, which are common. This one right here, and this other one right here. Manipulation, then, for price to continue going higher. Those 2. Then the third one is candlesticks. Basically, I want to see. I cannot explain this right here, but yes, I want to see a rejection of a candlesticks, and after rejecting that area, and I want to see an engulfing candlesticks.
Oh, I think I understand what you're saying.
So
So you look for an
this is,
engulfing.
let me show you. Let me show you. Prime example is this. So when price traded into this area, you see this candle rejects this area. Now we have this bullish engulfing, which price came back to test. That is why we deliver the price beautifully to where we are going. So you don't need to wait for setup right here that, oh yeah, we need to see this market, whatever, this kind of pattern or something, for you to enter the trade. This is the third one. And you can also have a point of interest marked out. Then you have this candlestick rejection. Then you waited for the other candlestick to trade back into this line again for price to move away.
Okay.
Do you understand? Now we are in the
Yes.
daily time frame. So looking at the daily, I also see price. Well, after price traded higher, right? Respect this area. What do? We move down, close right here. Then Friday created an inside bar, like the way the weekly did. So now I have this high and this low, right? So for me, I'm looking at price to trade higher, manipulate this thing, then probably continue going down to either run this low or this low. Then you will see the rest of the month will go bullish. I don't know how many. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 1 week. So I don't know how long it's going to take to come down to manipulate this downside before we started what? Going higher. So now, what am I looking at? If price wants to go what? Higher, that means I need to see my setup below the opening price of the month. Where is the opening price is going to be? This is the opening price of the month. This is where it's going to be. So below the opening price, if we are going to go bullish, I need to see my setup right here. That's why I'm telling you that we manipulate. We come down to manipulate the weekly that is closest to the monthly right here. So I can start looking for my setup below the opening price because this is going to be the opening price of the month. I can start looking for my price, like my entry below here for price to go bullish for the rest of the month.
Got you.
Do
Okay.
you understand now?
Okay.
That is why you see that monthly we go like this: opening price, manipulation, then distribution. That's just power of 3. I don't know how you look at the power of 3, but that is the power of 3. Opening, manipulation, and distribution. And it has already shown you from the weekly down to the daily.
Do you understand that or are you confused, Naima?
I understand most of it. If it's okay, I would like to just maybe talk to you offline because I do have some more questions. But I want to go back and watch this video and just take some notes, and then I would like to ask if that's okay with you.
Who, me?
No, Andrew.
Oh,
Yeah,
I was
sure.
gonna
It's
say,
okay. It's fine.
yeah.
Yeah, but I'm grateful for this, and maybe I should just stick with US 30. But yeah, this was really good. Thank you so much. It opened
You're
my
welcome.
eyes in a lot of different ways as far as seeing AMD on uh yeah. So thank you. Appreciate it.
You're welcome, man.
Okay. Now, I appreciate that, Andrew. And for everybody else, did that confuse anybody? Be honest, please. Please. Like this is free, man. Like this information that you would pay for, or you would go digging, or you would get a mentor and you pay them thousands of dollars to teach you. This is free. And I don't want people to get confused while they trade, because trading is difficult enough. But when you have a million different explanations, that's why I wanted to kind of cut in and show the bullish order block, because of whether you're fibbing that bullish order block, or you can see your AMD, or you're trading individual candlesticks, they're all telling you to short the market. If you know how to read candlesticks, those last 2 candlesticks we see on the daily are doji candles or gravestone dojis or whatever types of the doji you want to say their exhaustion to the top, the market is going to sell. And in every scenario, the market is going to pull back. Now how far it pulls back, you kind of have to understand a little bit more about the market. But we got a bullish order block on the monthly. We know that the price is going to go higher. The same way Andrew broke down through the AMD. So I don't want people to get confused because they hear it in different methods. And I think it's important for people to hear it in different methods over time, because so you'll see that everybody is saying the same thing. Maybe you have different keys that you trigger on or different setups that you like. But if you stick to your setup and trade it the way that you're comfortable with trading, you're going to be on the right side of more trades than you're going to lose. And then if you can, the most important thing here is to manage yourself, man. Like, you need a trade entry, guy. You need not 2, not 7, not 12. You need a good trade, one of them. And you can do wonders with one good trade. And you just keep stacking those one good trades. But you have to start with having the analysis on your chart and the alerts going off on your chart. That's where it's going to start. If you're confused and ask questions, everybody is eager to volunteer information. So you have to be like bold enough to step forward and put yourself out there. Even if somebody says, "Hey, man, that's not marked up correctly." I mean, we're not in grade school. We're not going to get a bad grade for marking our charts wrong. And all we're going to do is get more of an education. We have a beautiful opportunity. And, I like the group dynamic. I think for the most part, everybody is a pretty good sport. So I would love for us to continue to be able to learn from each other. And we can't do that if you're not sharing your chart, right? Me sharing my chart is cool, but it's also diabolical, because the only people's charts getting marked up is the people who pull them up here.
Oh, Ty, when we get off, can you go over the agent range?
Oh yeah,
I
yeah,
forgot.
definitely. Does anybody else want to share? It's your chart, your trade.
I mean, I personally would like to say that I like seeing your charts and other people's charts because it either will confirm or it'll help me see things better, when I see other people's charts.
Well, I get it. I think that helps all of us. But what I'm saying is, most of the time, I'm the only one that has my charts pulled up. Nobody else, um, on a regular basis shares. So that's problematic when it comes to the week starting and my alarms going off and nobody else's, because I pulled up the pair that somebody else wanted me to cover. All right, let's talk
Yes,
about
sir.
this Asian range. Let me delete all this stuff off this chart. Okay. Why is this 30 minutes? Okay. So, all right. The Asian range on my chart is only going to show up if I drop to the 1 hour. And what I like about the Asian range is, generally speaking, and maybe I need to use generally speaking, if I'm expecting a buy or I'm expecting a sell, I use this Asian range a lot of times as liquidity, right? So if you follow your chart and you follow the way price moves, generally speaking, if a price is going to buy or a price is going to sell, it's going to run the high of the Asian and then sell to the other side, right? So if it's going to buy, it'll run the low and it'll buy to the other side. It shouldn't change whatever your bias is, right? So your bias is going to be your bias. Going into this week, my bias is to short UCAD or UCAD, EuroCAD. If I look at this monthly chart, it's basically an inside bar, right? But price has been showing exhaustion for quite some time. We ran these internal highs. I'm expecting price to pull back. There's a clear imbalance right here. So what I expect to see is for price to pull up a little bit and then sell. But if I look at the weekly, again, we got these doji candles. There's the big imbalance that I'm targeting. Even if you were going to look at the liquidity range, if I put one of Kim's ugly trend lines across here, I could run the liquidity for those trend lines. But before I start selling, what I would really like to see is for price to pull back up, right? Maybe it pulls back to these equal highs, but when it pulls back up, it's going to be Asian session. So it's going to have one of these brackets. The price is going to be working itself back up. At the end of that range, London session is going to start. And this is when I like to start looking for my trades. I want to see one of these wick actions to wick the top of my range, of this new range before it starts to sell down. And Asian range and the wick action that takes out Asian range is one of the triggers that I would get in for a sell. The same way if I was expecting to buy, I would use this Asian range. If we're coming out of Asian session, I'm expecting to buy. I want to see the Asian range low ran before price buys up. In this particular pair, I don't see a lot of that happening. But on a lot of the other pairs, GN, GA, a lot of times the Asian range is going to be your key to the price moving in a different direction. When price comes out, you can see us wick this low and we run to the top. We wick the top, we run to the low. So when we say Asian range and using that as liquidity, look at when these liquidity grabs are happening. Go look at the timestamp and you can see, hey man, this Asian range is getting ran pretty frequently. We come out of Asian session, we run these lows, right? This is going to be your at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock, your New York session buy, and it comes up into the afternoon, or this is I guess the next day morning. What is that? So you get two moves. You get the buy up to run the Asian session highs, and then you get this huge push down. But if you look at your price, generally speaking, it's going to run the highs and the lows of that session before it gives you the next move. When you get this naked Asian session left behind, when this price comes down, it's going to run that low before it goes back up. So I always look at my Asian session highs and lows when I'm coming out of Asian session trying to get a trade on London. I always want to see the Asian high or low ran depending on what my bias is. Does that make sense?
Yes, thanks, Todd.
Hey, a lot of times too, if you're looking at these sessions, you see how you'll have an imbalance in Asian. Like maybe Asian session will have a huge imbalance. I want to try to see one. You see this huge imbalance in it? That's not in the session. But if you ever see one of these candles with a huge imbalance in the session, a lot of times you'll see the next session or the following New York session run into that imbalance before that move starts. So you just kind of have to watch your what Asian gives you. If Asian gives you like pretty decent price action, then I would look for the high or the low to get ran. If it gives you like a big impulse candle, then I would look for either London or the next New York session to trade into that imbalance and away from it.
I have a question,
Yes, ma'am.
and maybe you could just send me this answer on the side. Um, so which pairs do you guys like trade the most during London? Like, I don't know what's the most active or what's the
Well,
main ones that you
so
guys
I
look
don't
at.
I think if you look at if you Google it, they'll probably tell you EU. I don't, and the people who trade with me, we don't have a specific pair that we trade. So let me give you
Okay.
here's the best example I can give you. So going into this week, I already know that EuroCAD is one of my best, or one of my setups that I want to trade, right?
Uh-huh.
So
Okay.
that's going to be the trade that I'm looking for. I'll
Okay.
have two other trades. Let's look at GA for the monthly. So if I'm looking at GA and I want to trade GA, which I don't really, it's going to sell, but if I'm looking at this, maybe I'm looking for something specific out of GA. Maybe I'm looking for it to pull up a little bit to sell. What I need to do, there you go. There's my 12-hour order block. So I would fib this candle. I would look for it to pull up into that order block to sell. And just from my experience, I would probably expect for that to happen in Asian session, the buy up, right? I would expect for it to buy up and then give me my setup, which wick the high in Asian session to sell, right? I would just,
Mhm.
it doesn't matter which pair it is to me, right? If it's a pair that moves on Asian session, like if I'm past the Asian session kill zone and this isn't in my zone and it isn't starting to sell, then I'm going to assume as a trader that it's going to hit my zone during that next London session kill zone. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So to me, it doesn't matter which pair it is, it's the move. And you're looking at your price action and where price is it in my zone? Is it near my zone at my kill zone time? Once that happens, I'm using that pair, my pair. So once that happens, I'm using that pair during that next session. And because I trade the London session, it depends on what trade setups are ready to rock during that London session. Does that make sense?
Yes. So this week you're looking at um EURCAD, just so
Yep.
I could like study along and practice. So you're
Okay.
looking at
But
EURCAD.
this is a good one too, because it's going to buy up and then start to sell. And I want you to see once this buys up, right? Once you get your wherever this 1 hour, let me look at the 1 hour chart, see what this imbalance is. There it is. See that imbalance right there?
Yes, sir.
Once it hits that imbalance, and once it drops right here, you've made your money for the week. You see that? How long is it going to take to do that? That's what I want you to pay attention to. Because
Okay.
that's it. That's all you need right there. Buy into that imbalance. Once it starts to sell, it's going to hit that 100 pip mark, right? It doesn't even have to get all the way down to your zone or down to these equal lows or wherever you want to trade it to, this imbalance, right? Once it hits that imbalance right here and pushes down, um, it just needs to get to here for you to have your 100 pips. So if you just get in the habit of tracking, hey man, I just need this trade to go from point A to point B. So I already know if I catch GA with a 12-hour order block, if I catch GN or EN with a 12-hour order block, 99% of the times I'm gonna get a 100 pip move in that direction.
Okay. got you. So you got EC, GA, and what else? You looking at GBP, NZD? I'm just looking at where you got flags at.
Well, I would do EA. No, I mean I haven't flagged any more of them, but I would look at probably EA. Let me look at these monthly real fast.
Just so I could like, practice like how you guys do this.
Yeah, what I can do is I'll send you my three um after I relook at these after the call, because I didn't have
Okay.
any intentions. I like this one too, to tell you the truth, but I didn't really have any intentions of doing that before the people in that flip group did it. But I like Chef JPY for the sale for multiple reasons. But I definitely
Well,
like this for the sale.
okay. Is it because price took those, is taking them equal highs and then you see an imbalance right there? Is that why you're looking to sell?
Well,
I mean, I could just study it on my own. It's okay. I
well,
got you. I'm gonna
I,
just
I can
study it.
I can tell you, but why don't you look at it and then you tell me what you think?
Yeah, no, I want to. That's what I want to do. So I got CHF, JPY, I got GBP, AUD, and I got what'd you say? EURCAD?
Hmm.
Was there
So
anything else that you would think I need to study?
no, but I want you to study the right thing now. Okay,
Yeah, I'm
so
just
you see, let's just talk about this on this lower time frame. You're an ICT person. You see these highs line up, then you see this liquidity grab.
yes.
Where's price going?
Can you make it longer? Because can you like make the chart longer?
Like longer like this?
Yeah, because I've been having to remember that these are 4-hour candles. So I think that price is well, price already sold. Because me, I would have looked at that and I would have said, okay, well, price is gonna take these equal highs and then it's gonna reject.
So these equal highs
And
right here.
then but price already took those equal highs from right here.
So right here.
That one, and then there's some equal highs to the left. Yeah, there's equal highs. No, not up there. Keep going. Yeah, I see those equal highs at the top. Up a little. Yeah, right there.
It didn't
I see
take
those
those
equal
yet.
highs.
It didn't take these
Well,
yet.
that's what I'm looking. First, I looked at the equal highs right here at the bottom, the ones that price already took,
Hmm.
and then I would be looking at those equal highs up there. So I either I would either be looking for an imbalance to form. I would just have to wait to see what, oops, sorry, to see what price gives me. But I am looking for price to come and like take those equal highs up there.
I think they will eventually.
And see, that's the thing. I think, especially based off the chart that I had earlier, my zones are too far away for pairs. So
I
I'm
don't
just
I
trying to
don't think
scale
they're
in.
I don't think they're too far away from Paris. But it's I just think that when you have this price action and
Hmm.
you don't know where you can get your 100 pips from, it's easier for you to use a higher time frame order block, right? So where I might see a 100 pip move like from, let me see, if price goes up and pulls down, right? This pull down, you might not see that pull down, right? Or if it pulls down, oh man, I lost it. If this pulls down to this level and buys up, you might not see that 100 pip drop. It's easier for you to see a 100 pip drop with a higher time frame, with a order block on a higher time frame. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And there's nothing wrong with that. But what I think is important is for you to trade on a time frame with a setup that you understand, or that you're 100% sure that you're going to get your pip count from that trade setup. And that's why I try to tell people to look at those order blocks on the weekly time frame, because generally speaking, if you get a weekly order block, you're going to get a pullback on that order block that you can trade, or you wait for that pullback to happen. Because I remember you telling me you just rather trade the direction, right? Like if you get this order block, you don't want to trade the pullback into the order block. You just want to trade the up move, right?
Yeah, but I was trying to learn how you guys like trade into, because that's what would like get me messed up, especially on US 30. I would like try
Well,
to
that's why
buy
I was
into a
telling you,
sell.
don't worry about it. Just trade, wait for it to pull back and trade the up move. If you can't see it, then I don't suggest you doing it. Right? This is the same thing that me and Kim used to go round and round about.
Wobble.
Because Kim also just would rather trade the direction. All I'm trying to say is, daggum, if this pullback is 230 pips, bruh, I'm taking the 230. I only need 100. So it's nothing wrong with what y'all are saying. And there's nothing wrong with the way you're doing it. If that's the way you see it, I'm saying that's what you should stick to. And then maybe after 4 or 5 months, then you'll see it the way I see it. It was a time where I only traded the direction. And then I started seeing, hey man, like that pullback is going 330. Instead of me waiting for a 330 pip move, why don't I just trade the 330 pip move? It's
And I
nothing.
guess what I'm saying is my eyes just got to get better to be able to see
I
where
think it just
to
takes time.
enter.
Yeah, it's a time thing. Kim see the move and she still don't trade it.
Nope.
All right.
But see, me, I would be getting in on that 1 hour imbalance, right? That would be a spot I would get in right
Down here.
there.
You get it down here.
No, no, I would get in a little higher. Yep,
Okay,
right
up here.
there.
Well, that's cool. That's cool. All I'm saying is, just because you waited until then, a brother like me would ride this thing down this 100 pips and then roll up
And I would get in
down here.
at the institutional capital right here.
Okay, that's cool.
That's where I would be waiting for price to come to.
Well,
So
that's cool. I get
no,
it.
I'm not talking to you. I'm
Oh,
explaining that
yeah,
to
yeah,
Naima.
yeah. I think, and there's nothing wrong. All I'm trying to say is
And
that,
if it don't come back, then it just don't come back.
it's all. I think it is coming back. I think it is coming back. But my whole point is, why, if you see the break, if you saw price pull down, break these lows, pull
Hmm.
back up, why wouldn't you trade that down? Like, why am I waiting on something that I already saw? That's my whole
No,
point.
and I completely agree. I agree with that. I do have a question though. So, Kim, you think that price is gonna run again? I don't know about pairs. I'm just learning. You think that price is gonna run
I,
that imbalance? And because I agree, like the bottom of that, I would take that too.
You said run the imbalance. It's not running it.
No, no. What I'm saying is I agree with Kim. That's a good area, that block at the bottom.
Mhm.
So if price is gonna go to the bottom, then that means that price is gonna run that where I said I was gonna get in
Right
at
here.
potentially. Yes. So that's what I'm asking Kim, like, you don't think that that's a good move? Because I don't know
So
EA. I don't know
so
it.
and I hear you keep saying because it's a currency pair. For me, because I trade GJ and I trade US 30, and I trade them both the same way. Okay, so for me, it doesn't matter that it's an indice.
For me either. It all
Um,
works the same.
yeah. So the fact that price broke structure here, then I'm looking for my demand zone. So this is where I would be looking for price to come back to. That is, like I said, I don't trade the 50%. I'm sure this is probably the 50%, 618 somewhere up in here. I don't trade the 618. I trade strictly if the 78 is at my demand zone, then that's where I trade from. I only look for once I see the break of structure, I look for the on a bullish market, I look for the demand zone, and then that's where I like to trade from. That's where I put my entry at. And so, and again, for the sell, if I see a break of structure on the sell, and of course, I'm looking at this, I'm only looking at what's happening right here, right? So I don't know what's going on over here. But from based off of what I see right in this box, I see this break of structure and I see this demand zone. So that's what I would be looking to trade based off of that. So I don't care about the pullback. I know that pullbacks are always choppy. 9 times out of 10, they're going to be choppy. They're going to be somebody going to get in and get whatever. But I do know once it pulls back to a demand or supply zone, price usually moves more swiftly. And that's what I look for. I like I'm not interested in all of this right here at all.
I
And,
understand.
all I'm saying, all I'll
It's
tell
a
you,
little
Naima,
stressful for
is
me.
I was in the Army for 20 years, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is a 10-hour trade.
Mm-hmm.
That drop right there took 10 hours.
That's 10 hours of sleep. I'd
10
be
hours of sleep. Hey,
nicely.
I can still
No
sleep.
stress.
I can still sleep now. But in the Army, they didn't pay me every 10 hours. They didn't pay me every 10 hours. And this drop right here is 151 pips. So listen, everybody
I have
has
a quick
trade.
question for Kim.
I bet you if Todd, if you squeeze your chart in a little bit, squeeze it in, squeeze. Okay, there you go. Okay, that's good. So once price broke
Okay.
that's what. No. Hold on. Okay, wait a minute. Take it out just a little bit.
Right here.
A little bit. Wait a minute. Where was it? Yeah, a little bit more, I think. Wait a minute. Did it? Okay, right there. That's good. That's good. That's good. So once price broke this high,
Mm-hmm.
I look at structure. That was structure.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have been looking for price to pull back somewhere up in here.
That's that sell I told you that took 10 hours.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
I
okay.
would not have been taking this sell though. I
I'm
would not have been
taking
taking
that
this
sell.
sell. I would have just been looking for price to pull back to the demand zone
Right.
to then buy up. But now that I'm seeing it a little different because I'm seeing more of the chart, like I can't see what's going on right here. That's why I'm a little confused. Okay.
That's the institutional counter, isn't
So I think
it? It is.
right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's where I would have been looking for price to come back to that zone. It's either going to be that zone or this one right here. One of the two.
But it hit it right here.
But this would have been the 78. This would have been the 88. So like I said, I'm only looking for price to come back to the 78 or the 88.
Question for Kim. When it gets to your zone, what are you looking for entry? Are you entering
Girl,
immediately?
I set a limit and I go
You
I
okay.
go back to bed.
Okay, got you. Understood.
Trade? Wow.
But I know that even with it coming here, right? I know that this is my swing low. I'm not using this as my swing low. I know this is my protected low. So that would be my, because the structure is here.
Well, and that's the same thing for this low.
So now that price has broken this high, right? Broke this high here, then there is a demand zone right here that I would have been looking for price to come to, and I would have covered this low. So this would have been, oh yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, it's the same thing.
Although it didn't break this high, but the fact that it broke this high, pulled back to this demand zone, I would have only taken it to this high. Like I wouldn't have looked for it to go any higher.
Well, now it did
Which
break
it
the high.
did, which it did. Now that it broke it, right. So now you're pretty much like, that's pretty much the swing right here.
And it's coming down to this area to roll out.
So this right here and then this right here is the swing.
So
So that price is tapped into here and then broke this high again. Now I'm looking, yeah.
So chat, I just want y'all to know that Kim knows that this is coming 150 pips down.
No, I don't know yet. We don't know yet. But I'm not selling
Hey,
it.
it's not going to do it
I'm
this
not
time.
selling it because there is imbalance here. There is imbalance here. It could go into here and create another. So no, I'm not waiting. I'm not going to get in this cell.
Chat,
She just said
now
that
because
price is
I
coming
pointed it
down.
out, Kim is saying it's not coming down.
I did not say. See, you putting words in my mouth. Hush up.
Chat, all I'm telling you is
I'm just saying you set your limit, and if price comes down to you, then you're in it, and then you take it up to the next high. You can
chat,
take it
or chat.
No,
Get
chat.
in here
Chat.
and set your
Chat.
take profit, chat.
Chat. Don't do it,
Your
chat.
take profit is 138. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man.
I'm only trading the trend, chat.
Oh, sweet baby.
I'm only trading the trend.
Hey, who's the candle? Gigi. Is Gigi?
No, is Gigi on here?
Because somebody read candle. What that candle say right there, Gigi?
Is Gigi on here?
I know Gigi was on here. Whoever trade candles, can somebody explain that?
She's not on here.
Please, somebody explain that candlestick to a brother like me. I'm a small time brother.
Which candlestick?
That one right there on that daily.
Well, per you, and so what you're saying is it swept this high.
Woo.
And
you saying it now, Kim. I didn't say it, but you said it.
I told you, Todd.
You said it again for the people in the back.
I can explain how.
Please explain it again for the people in the back.
But I don't see any structure that is broken to the downside. I need to see a change of character.
Okay, hey, I'm with you. But so you don't think that changed character on any other time frame?
I mean, it could.
I'm just asking. Are you going to
look at the point
and change character in one candle on the day?
No, not all the time. But go to the 4 hour. No.
Wow, okay.
So for me, this is my. It would no.
So when is the change of character? Where's the change of character at, Kim, on this 4 hour?
Not for me.
Well, I'm asking.
There's no structure for me.
But where would it be?
There's no structure.
So
at this,
if it broke this low right here, if it broke these lows, would that be a change of character for you? I'm asking. People need to know this.
No, for me, there's not enough structure to give that analysis. So that's why I wouldn't trade it.
So on the 1 hour, if it breaks these lows, is that a change of character?
I'm trying to tell you.
Bro, these are like whole candles.
That's consolidating.
Oh, sweet baby Jesus.
In a bullish market. That's all I'm saying.
If it does this right here, is that enough, Kim?
If it comes back to my zone, that would be great.
Hey, y'all can see Kim has become an expert at question dodging. Hey, that girl right there. Hey, Kim gets so good at question dodging. Hey, Kim, you should be on Diddy's defense team.
I should be on where?
Diddy's defense team.
You stupid.
Hey, I'd be like, man, where is the racketeer, bro?
Ah.
Where is the racketeer in that? You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm a bad guy. I beat her up, but where is the racketeer?
And that's all. That's enough for me.
Hey, that's enough
You
for a
going
lot
to
of
jail.
people.
You
Hey,
going
hey,
to
look,
jail.
give me my time for beating her up. You know,
You going to jail, buddy.
no, I mean, they got him up with the wrong charges.
Yeah.
But anywho, hey, Dylan, is
Hey,
Dylan?
Todd.
Hey, let me, let me give you the floor, man.
Oh.
Kim is tripping, bro.
Um, I had DM'd you. I was like, oh, I know it's running a little late. Like I could do a one-on-one if you wanted or whatever. I was starting to get a little bit of a headache, but I can push through and show you. Actually, what I was gonna talk about was Chef J. Um, but I did have a question on EU. And with Chef J, I think I just had it. I guess I can share my
Yeah,
screen.
share it, bro.
See.
Man, somebody cooking something with some garlic in it. That stuff smells so good.
Okay. So let me see. Can you see my screen?
Not yet.
Uh, okay. Okay. There we go. Let's see. It's my EU. This was Chef J. So we just went through it. This is what I had for it and everything. I think I had my notes on it. I had marked up the monthly and the weekly. I noticed that the weekly golden
Well,
zone.
go to your monthly. Let's see the monthly.
Okay. So after I fibbed it, this is what I got for the golden zone and 78. And I saw that everything was bullish. I forgot what for the weekly and the monthly. I think the daily showed something different. Yeah.
How
Um,
many? What's on the 4 hour? Because I want to see your zone, your imbalance,
okay.
where it's pulling back to. It's not an imbalance. There's some relative equal high or equal lows. Yeah, there is a little imbalance after your.
Right here. Yeah.
No, I'm talking about the bottom.
Oh, at the bottom. Yeah. Yep. Right there.
So maybe that thing sells down to that imbalance
Mm-hmm.
before it pushes up. That would take out that would give it liquidity to take out before it buys up.
Mm-hmm. Think I go a little further. I was thinking, I was like, man, is this, I was looking right here and I was like, is this becoming like a demand zone? It wasn't something I was sure on. I think that's why I really had the question on it. And I saw that price was respecting it up here. So that's why.
Andrew thinking to go lower than that. Um,
Okay.
I think it at least go to the imbalance that I hit. But how many pips is it
Mhm. From,
that pull back to the imbalance?
let's see. Imbalance. 120, that first imbalance.
I'm done, bro. If I was trading,
Hmm.
You and Kim are still waiting. Y'all are still hoping and praying. You know what I'm saying? I'm done.
Patiently waiting.
I get it. I'm patiently done.
Because you know what it was, Todd? Like I'm looking at it and I'm seeing I'm seeing it be bullish.
I
And
know, but okay. All right. So this is what I always argue, right?
mhm,
Let's pull up this chart and see. Okay, on the monthly, let's look at this on the monthly.
mhm,
We've got nothing. Well, squeeze the candles down so we can. Okay, so in my opinion, and this is just my humble opinion,
mhm,
the reason why I like this for a short is because these lows got ran. Price ran those lows, pulled back up. You got an inside bar. we're going short. That's what I like.
Hmm.
Long term, right? Because this is on the monthly time frame. If I'm just looking for a sell trade or to get my 100 pips, when we went down into that 4-hour candle, I can see price needing to pull back to that zone, right? Go back to the 4-hour candle.
Hmm.
Now, for me personally, I know I can get my 100 pips selling into this imbalance. Now, whether the price goes further or not, I don't care. I just need my 100 pips. If I'm trading this is a nasty pair to trade to get 100 pips. But if I'm trading this nastiness, that's where I'm taking my trade and I'm getting out. And I want a clean setup for a trade going further or any other place. I want a weekly order block that I can work with. Because to me, if you're trading from a weekly order block, that's like getting a clean sheet of paper.
Yeah. And that's why I marked up the weekly. You don't think that weekly, let me take a look at it real quick. Is this weekly order block not clean enough?
Okay. No. For me, no.
Okay.
Because why? Let's talk about why.
I'm gonna try to figure it out.
Well, look, you got these highs that you rejected from,
Uh-huh.
and basically these lows you rejected from. You're in a range.
Yes, I
Is the
agree.
market for how many weeks? If the market was going up, don't you think it wouldn't have took 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is 2 months. 2 months of consolidation. But for whatever reason, you're telling me that this is going to be the magic order block that pushes us through those highs?
Mm.
This is a lower high. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
So,
no,
okay.
I don't like this at all. I like it for the sale.
Okay.
And the sell back to your order block is cool if I can get 100 pips. And that's why I said I would look for the 100 pips. I'll be cool with taking that short, but I'm done until I get a decent order block. So what I would really like to see from the JPYs and which we might get from the JPYs is a fat, nasty red candle this week.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go back to the 4 hour because I think I've really been after that last time, like I've really been focusing on market structure, right? And I totally see what like everybody is saying, like, like you can't and it does make a difference. So I was looking at it and I saw like the break of structure on the daily and the 4 hour. And I think that's why like my newer eyes, I'm like, okay, like this has to go up some.
All right,
So
so structure wise, where is your on this chart, this 4-hour chart? Where is your low and where is your high?
my most recent low is
No,
here.
your swing, your
Oh,
swing.
my swing low? Dang. Right here.
Okay, so draw it to your high.
You saying measure it or
Yeah, well, yeah,
pivot?
yeah. Draw or put a line from your low to your high.
Okay.
Man, why is this thing making me? Okay,
Just move this out the way real quick.
okay. Now, if that's your swing, right? If that's your swing point,
Mm-hmm.
can you buy this trade where price is right now? Are you in premium or discount?
Uh,
Put your fib from the bottom to the top of this swing point.
Mm-hmm.
Are you in premium or discount?
the premium.
So
Not
you're
a,
telling me you're gonna buy from a premium? You buy from discount, right?
yeah.
You're too high to buy.
So you can't buy it. The only thing you can do is sell it or you can let it go. You see what I'm saying?
Let
Yeah.
let it go, my brother. Let it go.
Okay. Like I said,
Oh.
this was
But how
week to week.
I'm always asking this question, right? Because Kim, she's trading GJ, right? How come you guys haven't found a pair that you guys are sticking to or trading, whether in the rainy days or sunny days?
Not the
Because
rainy
Well,
this
season.
is very,
Hey,
very,
it's
very
the writing
interesting.
season.
well, I think for me is like sometimes like if you choose one pair, it may not do nothing that week. And then so if you're gonna get
Bro,
your reps,
this is a big lie. Even in consolidation phase, bro, like price can still give you 100 pips more than that in a week.
hmm
It's
Mhm.
impossible. It doesn't matter how the consolidation may be. Price will always give you 100 or more than 100 pips. How many pips do you need? That's just in the consolidation phase. And when price start moving, it moves. I'm telling you, right? I have gold, GAGU, right? I'm even telling you that I tend to mix a lot of setup on GA or maybe on gold sometimes, just because I'm just like looking at GU. Or I tend to mix setups on GU just because I'm looking at GA. There is no way you are trading one pair or two pairs that you will not find a setup every time.
Mhm.
It's just impossible.
Hey Dylan, how many pips from here hold on. How many pips is it from here? I can't see where that wick starts to the high up here. How many pips is that?
to this side right here, 96.
A hundred pips, right?
hmm
So when this was your last swing and it pulled down, right? And then started pushing back up and broke structure. This was the internal swing of that move. So you have these internal moves, right? You have
hmm
this internal move, this internal
The
move, this
lower time frames, yeah.
the whole lower time frame swings. So when you had this last swing, this was from here to that high
All right.
is 100 pip. That's the week.
Yeah. I don't
He
I
don't
don't
trade on that 15-minute time frame. Good answer.
We're not on the 15-minute time. We're on
But
the
that
4 hour
internal,
time frame.
well, listen, but Kim, that internal move is a 15-minute. If you get on the 15-minute time frame, you got an impulse move, a pullback,
No,
impulse move, a
no, no,
pullback.
no, no,
Hey,
no,
mommy,
no, no. When this happened right here,
can you drink it?
this created a demand zone, right?
Oh,
So,
you're talking about the pullback after it hit that high.
so I'm saying once it broke here and it pulled
All right,
back,
it pulled back.
this
Okay.
was the buy up into the high.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay. I
That was
see.
a
I see
hundred
what you're saying.
pips.
Yeah. You see what she's saying, Dylan?
totally because we have this Kim, and am I right? Because we have this swing low, and then that would
Yeah.
have caused me to
Right. This
grab
this
some
swing
attention.
here, and then once this broke this high,
It pulled
and
back.
this was the last down candle right here before this
Mhm.
up move back to the highs.
I see what you're saying, and we had this breaker structure right here, so that would have like caught my eye a
But
little.
see, I wouldn't have even looked at that until
But
price
that's what he
broke this high. No,
yeah,
no, I get what he's saying.
yeah,
I get what he's saying. Yes,
yeah.
I get what he's saying. But I'm just saying, once you broke this once this pushed up, pulled back, and then broke this high, then the next move to look at would have been from here to the high, and it went a little
Mhm.
further, right? And
Yeah.
there's probably something over here to the left, like a order block or something, or if you trade imbalance, that it would have gone into, but that would have been a day trade. That would have been at least 100 pips.
Okay. So here's my thing. Like I said, my eyes are newer to it. I'm like, I've been just grilling market structure now, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
so I mean, over here it's like there's a breaker structure on the daily, the 4 hour is bullish on the weekly, the monthly.
Got a lot of little notes over there.
You,
Okay, okay.
I'm just trying to like, this is good. So, but I'm just trying to like, dang, like why? I mean, I see now why, okay, like it's in the middle of this accumulation right here. So,
Mm-hmm. So it's in the middle. So right now, this is your swing, right? All the way up here.
mhm.
And this was the internal swing. So it's in between here and here. Well, it already came here and took out. So that I would cancel that out. That's
Okay.
null and void as of right now.
Mhm.
So price either has to break your low,
Yep.
and Todd is already saying, well, I don't know if he's saying that for this. It would either have to break your low to pull back and pull back to
That's exactly what I'm
um
saying.
pull back to, so now that you have this, if you fib that move,
Okay. You see it from this swing low
uh-huh, uh-huh,
back to that swing high.
yep, to the high.
All right.
And wait a minute, where's your high? It
Right.
should go up to here.
uh, Let me get rid of it. Oh, shoot.
The top of your arrow, Dylan.
Yeah.
Yeah, the top of the arrow. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that wick.
Okay, cool. I wasn't sure where
So
I
that would be where your high, where your fib would, the top of your
yeah,
fib would go.
that
So
swing high, yeah. Uh-huh.
so wait a minute, is that your? I think your high is right here.
I can't tell with the fib. Let me just
It's
reset
right.
to
It's
make
it's
sure.
right here. Oh, go ahead. Okay.
Yeah, I see the swing high, swing low, so I got that. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
I have to move your arrow so you can see the.
Okay, there you go.
okay.
And then your 78 is
Right here.
right here, right?
Uh-huh.
So now for me, I would have been looking at this institutional candle here, but it's probably going to come here or to your 78 to then continue to the upside.
And that's plenty of money going to your 78, and you can get double your money going up to the upside. I just saying.
And can you see how, okay, so
A little
you
bit.
did have this long position.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like you had it right here,
In the
right?
middle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But now that that has already happened and it price has not closed above,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
You're going lower.
So you could go lower, or price is going to continue. Price can do one or two things. So you could go lower, but because price has not, for me, I would need to see it break some kind of structure. But this is not
Well,
structured for
I'm
me.
talking about
Yeah.
lower to
But
your zone at least. That's a
Yeah.
112 pip move to your zone. To
yeah,
Kim to the zone that Kim and Andrew have marked up.
so for
Yeah.
me, I would not, because we're on the 4 hour, right? So we
Mm-hmm.
have this 4 hour order block. So we have this 4 hour order block right here. So for me, price would need to break this, but by the time it breaks this, you're already in your zone to start buying up. So that is why I wouldn't be trading it
I
going
get it.
down.
On
Okay.
the 4 hour chart, you're 100% correct.
And for me, like, I mean, like obviously, like, I see it Sunday, it happens, right? Let's say Sunday it starts going and everything. I'm gonna wait for if it's a sale, I know once it breaks this low here, then safe to say
So,
we got a chalk. And then so
so your
I'm
long position should be from this here with this as your stop loss.
mhm. Okay.
Otherwise, it's in the middle at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally see that. I see the accumulation part here right now. I think when I was looking at it, like, cause I was trying to go through every time frame before I came up with a bias, right? Like that's our whole thing with ICT. Like you trying to see your bias.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it was this accumulation, and I forgot what was the name of what he said, where you get I basically was expecting like power three, like accumulation, manipulation, distribution. So I'm thinking that, okay, I forgot what it's called when you got the one side going up, the accumulation, and then shoots up. That's what I was kind of expecting, and so I'm just saying this to say this was my bias, but
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate like everybody, weighing in because now I can see it from a different angle and I see where, like, if I had been in this, Tuesday last week, Wednesday, and could have caught some of
Yeah.
the swing, especially their swing low.
Hey, Dylan,
Yes, that.
I don't care what Andrew and Kim tell you.
Hmm.
I'm taking the clean sheet of paper every week. I don't need one pair, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Because and Andrew, I just wanted to say, it just for the sake of reps, right? Like sometimes, like we'll look at a candle.
All right, let me ask you this, Dylan. Let me
No,
ask
no,
you
no,
this.
Andrew, hold on. Let me finish though. Let me finish what I'm saying. Like we'll look at a candle on the weekly, and it's all wick. So it's just like you have to manipulate that candle somehow, right, to get what you need to see. You know what I mean? Like to get a stronger candle, like whether we go to the 3 week, like for instance, when I marked up the monthly, some of the candles were like all wick, but when I took it to the 3 week, it made a beautiful, like it gave me a beautiful order block, a beautiful candle, right? Like you understand what I'm saying with that?
Andrew wants you to read the Wicks the way he does, even though, well, I'm being very honest, but
Yeah, yeah.
Andrew has to realize his level of reading charts is an advanced level of reading charts. And how long have you been trading, Dylan?
Uh, 4 months.
It ain't gonna work.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
At all.
It ain't gonna work. So that's why I give you a different way to look at it, right?
Mhm.
Eventually, you're gonna see even what Andrew sees, even if you can't explain it the way he explains it. But
Mhm.
it just takes time. Like, it's like reading books, right? We don't give our 4-month-old or our 2-year-old encyclopedias to read. They got the Dr. Seuss or the Jack and Jill books
Mhm.
because it's easier for them to digest. The same way that a clean order block is easier for a new trader to digest.
Mhm.
But to me, it all starts with you understanding the swing highs and swing lows. If you
Yeah.
can, if you can see that, it's just a matter of time before you expand your level of understanding. But
Yeah.
those swing points are going to give away the trade every time.
And that's what I was looking at, Todd. Like I was looking at this swing low here when I was coming up with the part of
That's a lower time frame swing point. That's not a 4-hour
yeah.
swing low. You
Oh,
see
I'm
what I'm
on the
saying?
4 hour.
You're on the
Yeah, I have a
4-hour
question
chart.
for Dylan.
You got
Yeah.
to identify your swing points on that specific chart. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
And
So
once you're able to do that, the trade becomes easier because the first question you're asking yourself is, am I in premium or discount? Because that determines on what you're looking for. You cannot buy from premium. You can, but you're gonna get wrecked.
mhm. I guess okay, so that definitely answers my question because I was thinking like, all right, this is
I was going to ask you a question, Dylan, right?
sure, Andrew. I'm all ears.
Uh, so just be honest, right?
Hmm.
With all of this pair on your chart, right? How many pips or how many trades do you take in a week?
On my it depends really like on my demo account. I'll take probably like 3 to 4 trades per week. Like if I see something, like I said, making a break a structure or a pullback or you know what I mean?
3 to 4 trades in a week.
Hmm.
So in the total amount of how many pips, like within these trades?
Wait, I'm sorry, it sounded like it wasn't a full sentence. What'd you say, Andrew?
I said, like, how many pips each trades, because I want to know, like, what is your average pips accumulation in a week with all of these pair, you know?
I mean, it ranges because not everyone hits, right? Like, like I lose some, I win some. And but my goal, I can tell you, is to get 100 pips.
In a week.
Yes. With
That
each.
is your goal, to get 100 pips in a week.
Hmm.
And and you have all of this pair looking for 100 pips in a week.
Yes.
It's impossible. Nah.
But Andrew, so
You
I'm not
have
arguing with you. I'm just saying for the sake of debate,
yeah.
it's I don't feel like it's impossible because in like I said, I don't respectfully, like I don't have your eyes yet. So my eyes think that sometimes they can see something and it's not there. Like at the beginning of this me taking over, I'm thinking that it's okay to take this trade from here
So
when
I think, go ahead, Dylan, sorry.
no problem. When everybody said like, "Hey, Dylan, this is where you should have looked at," you know what I mean? So this is still something there. So for my eyes, like, sometimes I think I see something that's not there. You know what I mean? So just respectfully, like, hey, this is what I see sometimes. Like you can see with this one, like this is what I thought was 100 pips.
So I think Andrew, what Andrew is trying to get across is that, and I know Todd looks at different pairs every week. I trade GJ every week. That as a beginner on the charts, looking and this is nothing against Todd because Todd is advanced also, okay? But as a beginner,
Mhm.
if you just look at one pair, you're going one pair should give you if you're trading a good pair, if you're trading a good trending pair, and that's why I trade GJ. GJ might consolidate every once in a while, but it is overall a trending pair. Like it is, if you look at it high time frame, it is always trending. Um, but I think his point is if you stick to one pair, your eyes will your eyes will begin to see what you need to see, what we're trying to say you need to see.
Okay.
I mean, me personally, when I was trying to trade, because like I said, I trade GJ and US 30. But when I was trying to trade GJ, US 30, um, a euro pair, I wanted a euro pair, I wanted another USD pair, I wanted like when I was trying to trade so many pairs, I and I have to admit that I didn't understand it because one, I was trying to trade too many pairs. Two, I didn't understand market structure the way that I do now.
Hmm.
Um, um, Three, going back and forth just confused the hell out of me.
Hmm.
So that's why I started to buckle down to just pick one or two pairs, like Ruby told us, one or two pairs, and um and then it just started making sense to me. But I also have to look at um have to squeeze my chart in to see to identify the structure
Hmm.
to
Okay.
know where I'm going. And I say this to Todd all the time, so I'm not saying anything to negate what he trades. Like I said, Todd is an advanced trader. I mean, I consider myself a little advanced, but Todd is an advanced trader. It makes sense to me, one, because I work a 9 to 5. I'm not going to be on the charts all day. That I only trade the trend. Like it just made when I was trying to go back and forth, and excuse my language, but that shit confused the hell out of me, okay?
Yeah.
Like it pissed me off pretty much.
Yeah.
So once I decided to trade the trend and the trend only and saw that the market moves swiftly when you're trading the trend,
Hmm.
um, um, it just worked for me. It just worked for me.
Okay. So,
So,
well, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
oh no, go ahead, go ahead.
So what it sounds like everybody's saying is that when you stick to like one or two pairs, you find out the
Everybody.
characteristics of
You
that
just
pair.
master that your eye will master what it is you're trying to learn, right?
Great.
Yeah.
And then if you want to like add another pair, you'll know what to look for on that next pair as well. Like I and like I said, I don't want to negate Ty's strategy because Ty's strategy works. But Ty got $1 million in his account, okay? Okay. So
Yeah.
so and when I get to the million, maybe I will take a chance. But like I said, it's just easier for me because I don't like when I say I hate sitting on the charts all day, I hate sitting on the charts all day.
Yeah.
So either I'm going to set an alert or I'm gonna set a limit.
Yeah.
That's
Same
just my
here.
strategy.
Yeah.
So
I'll set those alerts too. So I think what do you guys think about this? Just like, so let's use this as an example, right? Like you said, we're sticking to like maybe one or two pairs or whatever that you're focusing on for that week. In this case for this week, right? Like this, what I thought was a buy is not valid. So in these weeks where say like,
no, it's not that it's not valid. It's already pulled back into yours where you had
mm,
marked up and it pushed past the high
mm,
for the 100 pips for the week, for that week, right?
mm,
So, dang, that was a straight line. So now that it has already tapped into it and tapped here,
mm,
that trade is no longer valid.
mm,
So now you have to wait to see if price is either going to break this high,
mm,
right, and keep going,
break a structure.
or if price is going to pull back to the original break of structure, because as you
Mm,
can see here, from what I can see here, this was structure, it got broken, it
mm,
pulled back to this zone here, did not break this low, and then broke structure again, right? Broke
mm,
this structure. So now you have this zone here that needs to be mitigated.
yeah.
So you
Mm,
either wait for price to pull back here to then continue buying up, or if you're trading like Todd, you see this sweep, this 4 hour, this is on the 4 hour,
mm,
but I think Todd looks for it on the daily,
mm.
right? And then um the pull back. So I would be looking for price to break maybe this low right here.
Mm.
Otherwise, it's in between.
Okay.
Um, Either
Mm,
break this low, pull back, and then pull back into this zone for the continuation.
got you. I totally understand. I definitely see what you guys are saying. Like with it being in the middle of this accumulation right here, price
Mhm.
did not go above. So these were clear signs to be looking for the sell rather than the buy. Is that correct? Is that what
That's what Todd says. Yes.
Well,
okay.
what Ty would say, Dylan, is well, no, listen,
Yeah.
this is a trash can trade. However,
Mm,
He trashed it.
you're in premium.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You can only sell from premium. You can't buy from premium. So the sale that I'm looking for,
But this is Todd. Can I just interrupt you real quick?
yeah.
But based on the 4 hour, you have this right here, right? So
Mhm.
price can come and fill this wick and either even take out this wick. And at that point, you have more structure, right? You now have
I
another
don't
level of
disagree at
structure.
all. I don't disagree at all, but I can't even look for a buy in pre. That's what I'm saying.
No, I'm not saying looking for a buy. I'm not saying look for a buy right now. I'm saying the buy has already happened.
Right,
From here to here, the buy has already happened.
right.
So this long position, it has already, well, it didn't complete all the way up to the monthly high
Well, you're right, but nothing can happen on the buy side of this because
until
you
it
can be
gets
swing
to
low,
the discount.
right?
Until it gets to the
So
discount.
I can't even look at a buy until prices past the 50 down here somewhere. Only thing I can look for if I'm trading this pair is a freaking short.
Mm-hmm. I totally see what you're saying, Todd. And that's, you know, like I said, I think I was just like
So
identifying market structure and just thinking like, oh, okay, like
the
got the
the
breaking structure here, we got the breaking structure there. It's bullish everywhere, and that's where I was thinking. So
the thing I can see here is what Dylan did is basically what like you do show him, right? So he did mark out the weekly golden zone from the weekly order block created.
Mm-hmm.
Go back to the weekly real quick.
mhm.
That is the you see, this is what he did. He flipped you flipped this candle, right?
Correct.
So you marked out the golden zone and everything. So this is this is so basically you have a system that you are trading and you are following the system. But at the same point, you haven't completely understand the system. Like when to flip a candle and when not to flip a candle. You understand what I'm saying?
I I disagree with that completely. He did
Because
everything,
this is basically what he did.
and it's right. What he did is right. But what happens after this? What happens after you fill that candle?
And for me, that's why, like, you know, what ICT saying, like,
So go back to the four
if
hour. Let me yeah, go back to the 4 hour. Correct. Now, this is what you don't understand about this system, right? This area is valid, it's valid somehow, right? But
Mhm.
what you are seeing right here in this 4 hour is basically you see price has run the buy side liquidity. Now, where do you think is going to be the sell side liquidity for this area to be valid?
uh,
Let's say this price leg up, well, from here up is a price leg, right?
mhm.
Now, price run the buy side liquidity. So you know we are coming for the sell side liquidity, whether this low or this low, you don't know. But of course, you also feel this area to be your golden zone or something, right?
Mhm.
Now, go back to the weekly time frame. Let me show you something. Right. So, where did you flip? Did you just flip this candle alone?
I flipped this one,
You include
and
this low to this high.
you talking about, oh, right here, the 2 week didn't give that though. That would be the 2 week
What do you
because we
mean?
can
That
see
would
the
be the 2 weeks.
oh, nah, I fibbed the. So I see what you're saying, but just looking at, I did the weekly and the monthly.
What are you trying to say?
Um, for me, that's a,
So
like I
go
said,
ahead.
my eyes are newer. This is a this is a strong enough candle, I think, for me to fib. You know what I mean? It's not full of wick and everything, you know. The monthly gave me what I needed to, I felt like. So it's just, you know, to make it short, like I see what I did wrong on this one. This candle up here went up and grabbed liquidity. And I got
Correct?
fooled because I saw a break of structure on the daily, the 4 hour. I saw the bullish weekly and the monthly and stuff like that. Instead of
I
just
will,
recognizing this is just like, okay, this was that buy side liquidity that it got. You know what I mean?
mhm.
So
You should be interested in shorting this market if it gives you opportunity for you to
yeah,
short. So your profits will be lows. Any of the low. You don't know if it's going to stop here or if it's going to stop here or if it's going to stop here or here.
yeah. Andrew,
Your
don't think I'm not agreeing with you, but that's what I said like a little bit earlier.
yeah.
Like I see what I did wrong. Like this was I got fooled by this over here, you know, and all, and I see where, okay, this is that buy side liquidity that got ran and then it's supposed to come down. So like I definitely see now. Like
So
you know,
this is my
You
question
got
to
it, Dylan. You
this
got it. You
this
got
yeah,
it.
this is my question to you, Dylan. Now that you see this, if the
yes.
market opens up and pulls back up, which is a high likelihood that it goes up a little bit,
hmm
where could you like the lows that he's showing you? If could you get 100 pips at any of those lows?
So let me see. because I know what you're saying, Todd. No, it would have to come all the way down here to
No, it
go
wouldn't.
past.
That's
No,
190
that's
pips.
100.
Well, oh,
This
I'm
is
sorry.
200 pips, bro.
That's
No, no, but
127
hold
pips
on,
right there.
guys. Hold on,
Okay.
hold on. I pulled it down a little quick. Last I saw it was at like one something. So, like, but yes, I could definitely get 100 pips to
Okay,
answer the
so
question. Yeah.
all I'm saying is if you look at these highs that were broke, right?
Mm-hmm.
This high right here that was broke.
Mm-hmm.
What are
The
you measuring?
imbalance has been mitigated a little bit, like it's been tapped into.
Yep.
But more
Mm-hmm.
importantly, you have relative equal lows right here.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trade this pair, but if I
Mm-hmm.
was forced to get in this trade for the short, I'm trading to those lows
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
because you still have imbalance below those lows. It's still at a discount from that price leg. That makes the most sense to me when I look at this chart. That's my
Mm-hmm.
first, to me, this low ain't low enough.
Yeah.
This low is the one that's at my level, that would hit my 65%. So
I,
I would be trading to that low, or I would be waiting for price to get to that low to buy.
yeah. I totally agree with you, Todd, because it's like you tell us, like, if it's not giving you 100 plus something on pips,
Yeah,
there's no
I'll
use to
pass,
getting
especially
into it.
when there are 1,000. And I
Yeah.
know they've told you all the reasons why you should just stick with one pair. And I give you those same reasons why I get my clean sheet of paper every week.
Mm-hmm.
Because I want the big chick at the end of the night, bro.
Yeah.
I don't want to wrestle.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to come to the charts and get a headache trying to squeak out a move. And I don't say that meaning myself personally, but as a newer trader, geez, man, just go to the bigger, the easy crayon that you can draw the crayon on. Don't try
Mm-hmm.
to do calculus.
Yeah.
Like go to the chart, get the big easy trade, and take that trade.
Oh, totally. And that's the thing, Todd. Like we talked about this several times on our one-on-ones. If I saw this and I predicted it right instead of looking at, everything that I looked at over here, going with like market structure and everything, I would have more so um I definitely wouldn't have went for it if it was only like because that's it's against what you teach us. Like that's
Right.
only barely 100 pips, right?
Mm-hmm.
Compared to what you say
Mm-hmm.
before. Like, hey, we got other ones where it's like 150, 160.
Thank you.
So I'm letting you know, like, I totally recognize this. This wouldn't even be something I'm looking at. You know what I mean? But um, this was really informative because I see now where it went wrong. Seeing that the price ran that high, got the buy side liquidity coming down, like, you know what I mean? It's even though it's a sell, it's not enough.
It's not a deep, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Now, if you're trying
Mhm.
to get 30 pips, man, have at it. Get no, seriously, because
No, yeah.
listen, there are some people that can say, hey, man, I see a 30 pip trade, I'll get three positions in it, I'll get my 100 pips and get out. Right?
Mhm.
I get it. I'm not doing that yet, or I don't trade like that, but I know some people who do. Some
Mhm.
people say, man, I'll put two positions on this 60 pip move because I just need 50. That's 100 pips, and I'm done.
Mhm.
There's nothing wrong with that either per se, if that's how you do it, but it has to make sense to you, and
Mhm.
you'll know if you can't explain it, then it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And I get it. I understand your idea, but my thing about your idea is if you mark your swing points, you could to yourself you would say, hey man, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah. And like I said, for me, I think when I mark my swing points, I'm looking
Mhm.
at like, okay, that's the swing low, right? Like higher high, higher high, higher high. And looking
Right.
at
I'm
everything that I
with you.
was, yeah, that's why I'm like, oh, for sure, it's a buy. You know what I mean? Instead of
Right.
seeing this long candle, because that's one of the first things I think you told me was, yo, if you see something coming up this high like that, expect price to go opposite. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, I definitely see where I see my thinking, what I was thinking, and like how I could have made this better. Pretty much how I could have took it the other way. Yeah.
For sure, for sure.
But yeah, thank you, Andrew Kim. I appreciate it too.
You're welcome.
Anybody else want to share?
I'm gonna unshare my screen now.
Thank you very much, man.
Nah, thank you, Andrew. I appreciate it.